I also just finished this De Niro movie, which Sanjeev is so fond of. Clearly, the story.
You were watching something. No, I mean, I mean, I can't see anyone on here who is here apart from us two. But
Ah,
if you are here and I just can't, oh, one person is here. Could I
wonderful.
know who that one person is?
Please
You can,
identify yourselves.
yes, please. And we are essentially waiting for the glue of this podcast episode, essentially, who's seen Devulina Basu is the one person. Hello,
Hello.
Devulina. Have you listened to a podcast, live stream before?
Watch the live
Uh,
stream.
Sorry, yeah, I'm confusing live stream and podcast. Sorry, yeah. If this is the first time you've joined, then we are doing a clearly bad job of
Bad
holding
job of
you out
selling the
here.
whole thing.
Okay, you have okay. That's good to know. Have you
Correct.
seen these two movies? Which is the other thing, which is the big question I think about this podcast. I think again I'm confusing podcast and live stream. Oh,
Oh,
thank you
lovely.
so
Thank you. Thank
much.
you so much.
Love you. Yeah,
Oh, you've
lovely.
seen both films. Wow. Okay.
Oh my God. I hope you are fine. Because none of us are. Uh, but
I think the 3 days have been a bit of a breather. Like the 3 days that
I
have
mean, I
passed.
think what we'll be getting at, I think, like again, I just want to like asterisk it. Oh, she's not fine. I think that's what the no is.
Hmm.
Uh, okay, I hated it. Yeah, I think fair enough. I think it's
You're not on the wrong track at all there.
yeah, I feel it's. I'm very apprehensive about doing these types of episodes because I feel very odd to talk about stuff that is you like. It's almost equally like I didn't hate it as much as Varun and Amartya did. They will sort of come and
Amartya hated it
tell
more than
you,
me.
Amartya and Varun hated it like immensely. This we are talking about Watan,
Eh,
Mere
Watan,
Watan,
Mere
which I
Watan.
keep on, which I will 100% by mistake once call Sara whatever, Jahan se
Sare
acha
jahan
or
se
whatever. Yes, yes.
so Sara,
Hi,
Amartya, hi, how are you? You have
the
woken
holy
up.
celebration has
I
just ended.
just woke up.
Yeah.
I woke up, I think, 3 minutes ago.
I watched, Varun didn't watch it, Sanika.
I also
It
I
didn't
did.
watch it.
was
I did.
Amartya and I did, yes.
I mean, there
Wow,
was this really great.
lots of people have
Lots.
been commenting.
No,
What the
we
heck?
asked them to comment.
Uh,
Because we were waiting for you, right? We wanted to engage the one
I
person
read
watching
this
it then.
review of Shaitaan. It was a box office report I was reading. The film is expectedly doing well in Bengal. After all, it is about black magic. I said, what the hell? When did we become
Who
so
said
casually
that?
racist? I think
Who said?
one of the box office portals. It has a
Sanika,
I'm going.
Amartya, wake up, I think this means more than anything
Why do?
else.
Wow, are you wishing me in caps so that I go wake up
wake up.
quicker?
हाँ शैतान का बैकग्राउंड म्यूजिक प्ले कर देते हैं you'll wake up
Yeah, I'll
surely.
wake up much
I'm
more
glad
quicker.
I have no concept of what the background score is like.
You don't
Like
have
Amartya
to.
said, the only nepo kid who is a degree holder. Yeah, I think that's the we can talk about. I mean, fine, okay. Let's start. I think I guess
Yeah.
Then,
we
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
because Amartya is here now. He's
You
the
give
person who will
you
give.
guys start talking. Give my brain a second to
Catch
get
up.
Yes,
settled. Then
yes, yeah, no
yes,
problem. Take your
yeah.
time. We have lots of shade to throw essentially.
We have lots of shit
Uh,
to throw. I need my brain to get settled for a second.
And
Besides, we
let's
are
yeah.
be very
talking about
honest,
Sara after
we
all. We
wished
need
it
my
was a
brain to get
better.
settled.
We really
Sorry, what
wished
are you
we could
saying?
speak about this film on more positive note, but
We
we hope that
will. I
we
mean,
could find
I
one.
will talk about the one
Wait, which
positive.
film? Which film we
Sparsh,
are
for
going to
sure.
Evatan.
I'll
speak?
also talk about
Avatar. There are
Yeah,
positive notes.
Sparsh
Sparsh
Srivastava, but वो
Srivastava
एक
more than anyone else.
half a positive note है वो बेचारा.
Uh-huh. I mean,
वो
but it's
positive
I
note है.
always
Okay.
okay. You didn't
Oh,
think
you
so,
didn't
but
like his
fine.
performance? Okay, interesting.
Okay,
Don't
fine.
give to rats sass about anybody's performance. Most of all is.
Okay. So, hello. If you, I mean, it feels very odd to say it, since we've been talking to the two people in the live stream chat. But yes, welcome to our live stream for whoever catches this video later, after the live stream ends or has joined currently, but is not showing on my live stream account essentially. But today's episode is initiated by Varun's decision to watch "Ae Watan Mere Watan." Basically, he was probably the first person who watched the movie as it released online.
Yeah, he
Considering,
watched it at 12 o'clock at night. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
yeah, that was like
It's
proper
hot, यार. What am I supposed
dedication.
to do? रात को नींद भी
Watch
नहीं
better
आती.
Watch something
movies
else.
so that we
Watch
don't have to
something
discuss this.
else.
Watched it. You wrote like a dedicated, almost like a full length page review of it, and I was like, how can
Yeah.
I not do an
I
episode
was like,
now?
when
It
did
was
he
a
become
rant.
me? I was like, when did he become me for a second?
I mean, his decision affected us also because I had to watch it yesterday
Listen,
because
to
of
be
this.
fair, Varun isn't the reason I watched the movie.
Yes,
I watched the movie for somebody else. I'm going to
yes.
kill her one day. But
Must take
anyway,
some
doesn't matter.
responsibility correctly.
That's our
Yeah,
common friend who's appeared on the live stream before. This is Ahindra. I think
yeah.
Ahindra is doing better things and watching the taste of things. If I'm correct,
Oh,
which is a
Yes,
lovely, lovely movie.
she's going to get an earful from me later after the live stream for a different reason.
Yeah.
Let's not go there.
I think
Okay,
just now I
Amartya, you are
woke up.
insane. We know it.
Yeah, I look insane. I'm
I
not
was
that
supposed to
insane.
I was supposed
I
to put
look
on the
insane. I'm
monk
not
and the
that.
gun for my parents before the live stream started. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's released, right?
They've
We could
also
have talked
forgotten.
about that actually.
That's a
But
fun
never mind.
film.
We
Yeah.
could have.
Yeah,
Varun,
yeah.
We'll give it a decent
Varun,
time to
Varun
say it.
will say Varun will say something nice about something
Yeah,
for
yeah.
once.
we
So
will
the
talk
first,
about. We can talk about Yodha also. The good
yeah,
kacha.
you can,
Yeah,
yeah.
please.
So Sanjeet,
Because I'm going to throw shade at Amazon for the kind of
sure.
crap they're putting us through.
Okay,
So
so
you can come
before
in and save
we
their ass.
Yeah.
before we say much more, I guess I'll just set up the whole sort of the way we are going to proceed in this episode. It's episode live stream, whatever you want to say. Okay, like we are going to firstly discuss Air Watan, Mere Watan because that's the sort of reason for doing this live stream.
Absolutely.
Do we
Um,
have to?
yeah.
Right?
Of course, we have
Do
to
we have to
discuss
begin
it.
the live? No, no. Do we have to begin it with
No,
that?
let's start
That's
with
what I'm
Shaitaan
asking.
then. Let's start with Shaitaan.
वो कोई better नहीं है इससे.
Arey,
Okay.
it's hammier, funnier.
No,
No,
it's not funnier.
no.
But we will get to it.
If you want me completely unleashed and unfettered and utterly not giving two rats ass, we can begin with AWMW. I don't
हाँ
care. I'm just yeah.
let's begin with that. दो लोग हैं, दो लोगों को एंटरटेनमेंट मिल जाएगा उस चीज
मिल
का.
जाएगा, right.
बाद में maybe they have to go. उसमें सिर्फ मैं चिल्लाऊंगा शैतान के बारे में. चिल्लाना, which is the appropriate response to a movie which
सर शैतान
has
मैंने भी
such
देखा
bad
है.
audio.
उसके बारे में मुझे डेडिकेटली रिव्यू लिखना पड़ा फॉर अ वेबसाइट.
Yeah,
For a
but that's
website.
fun because that movie is so bad on many levels that you can actually tear it apart in like
No,
which
I
I guess
couldn't
you
tear it apart. I couldn't tear
okay.
it apart. The website is
Why?
not allowing me to tear it apart. I
Oh,
had
तो
to
क्या you wrote
tone
nice
myself
things.
down. No, I had to
Oh.
No,
tone
no.
myself down.
Amartya
Okay.
just had to insult them more politely.
Polite.
Yes,
Okay.
that
Instead
is
of
not
saying
good.
ठीक है.
incompetent, he had to say inept or
Yes,
incapable.
yes.
Sure. Anyways,
Instead of-
first inept
instead of-
movie we are
instead
going to
of-
be discussing.
Instead of saying fucking bullshit, I had to say,
Nice.
it could have been better. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Fine. Okay. Anyways, I don't think you guys think Air Watan Mere Watan could have been any better. Or
Shouldn't
maybe
have
you
been
guys
made in
think
the
Would have been any
Shouldn't-
worse. I mean,
shouldn't
couldn't
have
be any
been made in
worse.
the-
Okay.
shouldn't have been made in the first place. The hero whose movie we are talking about, Usha Mehta, I think she's rolling in her grave and she's thinking this is the reason why I had to sacrifice myself for India's independence. This movie. So maybe not.
I'm pretty sure she's unconcerned about this movie because it
She's
anyways.
supposed to be a quote
somebody
unquote
she knows
unsung
is
hero.
she,
She's
Oh,
quote
is-
unquote an unsung hero. If
Yeah.
this is the way we are celebrating unsung heroes, remain unsung, please. Remain
let them
unsung.
remain
That is
unsung,
much
the
better.
best. No, I
Yeah.
think the only person angrier than Amartya about Evatan Mere Watan are Anubhav Sinha and Ketan Mehta because
What?
their movie got shelved on Usha
Which-
Mehta
Yes.
because Dharma made theirs.
Oh really? Oh, I didn't know
Ketan
this.
Mehta
Okay.
is related to Usha Mehta. He's, I think, her nephew. He wanted to make a film. Anubhav Sinha was supposed to produce it. But Dharma already had the jump on them. They had started production on this and everything.
I guarantee
wish
you,
they
he would have
didn't.
made a much better movie. He
Yeah.
wouldn't have cast Sara Ali Khan in it, of all things.
Certainly.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I think before I'll just talk about the crew who's made this movie, I suppose, because we'll be throwing shade at certain people and certain things, and I do want you guys to be very, I guess, descriptive or like specific also about some
Oh,
of the
thank God you said.
critiques.
Thank God,
Oh,
I thought you were going to say you wanted us to be polite.
No, no, no. I want you guys to
I'll
be no,
try
no.
to do
If
that.
you
Don't be
are
rude.
no, no. If you are, I'm just saying if you're
Abbott
being
and
rude,
Costello.
then I would also like this episode to be rude very about the specific things which were wrong
Yeah,
with it. Also, I think
but
that's the way I think we can probably make this more productive than just being a rant session.
rant session.
Arey,
I
so
mean,
but it's
let's be
directed.
honest and give ourselves the credit. None of our quote unquote rant live streams have actually been rants. We have dissected movies and said why are they bad films. We've not like
खुद
jumped onto
खुद
them
की
and
प्रेस
criticized.
करने में हम लोग को
हम लोग
एक्सपीरियंस
को
कम
बहुत
है
अच्छा
बट
लगता है हम लोग को बहुत
बट
अच्छा
वरुण
लगता है
थैंक
वो
यू
No,
प्रेस
I
आई
करना
मीन
mean,
yes
we weren't
आई
all
मीन
cursing fighter. Amartya quite liked it. Prithvish loved it by all means. I hated it, but I was the only one.
yes
yeah
And then there was
no no
Sanjeev
that
who was
who
into it.
disliked it more than you did yeah I he can read it out okay what is this the list of criticisms is this
Yes,
okay
yes.
fine so anyways it's
Sanika has
directed
a lot.
by
Sanika has a lot of time. Say, bring her to
yeah
the live stream
No,
once.
she's a very loyal
we have
friend.
to
When
we
I
have
tell her to
to
watch a film because we are doing a live stream on it, she watches that film and comes on the live stream.
well she watches 30
She's
minutes of
a
it at
better loyal
least
friend. She's
Yeah.
a better loyal friend than the one I have. Who told me to watch
okay
this film
No,
with her?
we are supposed to be throwing shade at "Ae Watan Mere Watan," not
yes, yes,
Ahindra.
not at Ahindrila, yes. So the
Yes,
director of this film is Kanan Iyer. He's made Ek Thi Dayan
Ekti
in
Dayan.
2013 or 12, something like that, right? A long time, long time back, and then
Yeah.
it's written
क्या
by
comeback
him.
है चूतिया?
No, he
क्या
was
Is
supposed to.
it?
comeback है?
He was supposed to
Uh,
direct the Abhinav Bindra biopic that Anil Kapoor was
ah,
producing and that Harshvardhan Kapoor was supposed to
Did
do.
that die
And
out?
that fell through. Yeah, that fell
that
through.
fell through. Okay,
Harshvardhan
it's
Kapoor है, obviously. Doesn't matter. Anyway, let's
okay.
go.
It's written by Kanan Iyer, like the story is, and Darab Faruqi. Um,
Yeah.
DOP is Amalendu Chaudhary, editors Sangeet Varghese, background score Utkarsh Umesh Thotekar, I
सो
think.
रहे
It's
थे क्या ये
on
लोग? Anyway.
I mean we can discuss that. It's on Amazon Prime Video at this moment in time. You can
Hmm.
go and watch it or not.
It's the
No,
number
please
one
don't.
trending film in the country, by the way.
Is it okay?
So, yep.
But I think the subject
इसलिए इस देश का कुछ नहीं हो सकता. Anyway, that's
it's also it's produced and Varun and Amartya can of course be very can goad about
Karan
this
Johar.
essentially. It's produced by Dharmatics, which is their
Dharmatic, just Dharmatic. Dharmatic.
Dharmatic. That's what is that? That's a second level
That's the
company or what?
digital. That's the digital.
that's the
अच्छा.
digital
platform,
company. That's the
streaming.
one.
So उन्होंने
that's the one
गहराइयाँ
that's
produce की
produced.
थी that way.
No,
Yeah,
no.
they are producing
Dharma
the
only,
movies.
Dharmatic
No,
has
they are
only
producing
made
the movies
started making movies
exclusively for
recently.
streaming services.
Yeah,
Okay,
Producing
but
ठीक
content.
है.
Dharma
Yeah.
made Geraina was made for a theatrical release.
अच्छा,
Garaya
okay,
was made for
because
theatrical release, but I think it got released on OTT because of pandemic scare
Lockdown,
and a
yeah.
lot of other
sure,
reasons.
sure, sure, got it.
Omicron.
Okay, so it's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
produced by them. We can
It's
discuss more
also
about
among
that
the
also.
producers is Amartya's very good friend Somen Mishra.
Who
Credited as
recently
a producer for the
supported
first time.
Anurag, who recently supported Anurag Kashyap's plea to be paid, 5 lakhs for 5 lakhs for an hour and
उसका मैथ्स
4
भी
lakhs
खराब
for
है यार
15
क्या
minutes.
बोले
Yeah.
Okay, and it's
अलग ही लेवल के चूतिए से हम लोग भी डीलिंग विद मतलब कुछ भी हो रहा है
and it stars Sara Ali Khan, who will definitely be a central part of our discussion, as Usha Mehta, Imran Hashmi in a guest appearance when it's not a
That's
guest
not a guest
appearance.
appearance.
It's a
That is the
male-
farthest
it's a
thing
male
from a
ego
guest
thing.
appearance.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't want to be
Ram
second billed to
Manohar
the
Lo
actress.
oh yeah
Ram
Lohia
Manohar,
and
yeah.
then Abhay Verma, who I've not seen before but I thought I had seen before in the role of Kaushik, and then Sparsh Srivastav as Fahad,
And
and
Sachin
Sachin
Khedekar.
Khedekar as Judge Hari Prasad Mehta. Sounds like a
Even
restaurant
that
chain.
You're
poor guy
forgetting
couldn't
the
save
best
this
actor in
movie.
the whole thing, Alex O'Neill, who plays the
He's not the best
neo-Nazi
actor.
type.
Okay.
He plays John Lyer, wearing a leather coat in summer. I am like, Jesus Christ,
no, not
that's
summer. Wearing
what
a leather
film.
coat in Bombay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Summer
Okay.
nahi hai,
Okay. Wait.
Bombay.
Wait. Guys, was there any positive for you in this film? We're going to start there.
The
When it
production
ended,
looked
I
nice.
felt like a rush
Okay.
of tears.
I'm not sure.
Okay. So the
Production
production
looked
looked
nice.
nice? Question mark?
I don't
Question mark.
agree.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Varun?
way too dark. I couldn't say it looked nice. I think it looked competent somewhat.
Okay.
I'm on the
Sanika
other
says
end of
no. Varun says no. Varun, any other positives for you?
can I say it ended finally after felt like an
No, because
interminable
it was
amount
too
of time?
long. That can't be a positive. It
एक
was too
स्टार तो
long.
दिया आपने, एक स्टार क्यों दिया? आधा नहीं,
Sparsh
आधा क्यों नहीं
Srivastav, I
दिया?
think. Sparsh
अच्छा,
Srivastav. Yeah.
okay.
Acha.
He
So
really,
you,
the thing is that he
hmm,
really lifted the film. You need an actor who's able to understand the lines he's actually mouthing and
hmm.
who's willing to sound at least remotely like
Swapnil
a.
is here. Yes,
Hmm.
hi Swapnil. You can
Hmm.
bash these movies. I think these movies are asking for bashing.
He hasn't seen.
Yeah.
If he has
Oh,
any brains, he hasn't seen these movies. Hmm.
Sir,
मतलब
we have
हमारा.
brains and we have watched many movies.
Yeah, yeah.
Varun,
We
okay,
don't
okay,
have
complete. Sure.
brains. We don't have
So
brains.
I thought that was a
Hmm.
decent performance. I
Hmm.
think somewhere it just Anand Tiwari, they felt like they were going in one direction with, and initially I was like, okay, maybe this will lighten the film a little bit, and then I was like, oh my god, they can't do anything. They are absolutely useless. So
Poor
Yeah.
Anand Tiwari dancing and making sure that we are
all so
enjoying a
that he
movie.
gets his one movie out in July.
Yes, yes.
So
Poor
okay, fine.
guy.
I guess I had more. Well, I see. My thing was I didn't despise it as much as you guys did. I thought it was as expectedly bog
Bad.
standard bad as expected a Bollywood biopic is, with
Hmm.
the added disadvantage of having a leading lady who's not good, of having
Not
again.
good is
But
an
I feel
understatement. There are
no, but I
actresses
feel
and there are actresses and actors in Bollywood who are not good, who are still working, who are watchable. She
I
isn't.
okay fair. I don't think this is a worst performance though. Honestly, I think still Love Ajkal 2.0 is her worst
I
performance.
have not watched
So
that film, so I'm not qualified to comment. But I of the very little that I've seen of Sara Ali Khan, this was really the worst.
sure, okay, we'll get into her performance. But I think the story itself I was unfamiliar with. So I was like, I because I was comparing this on our chat to Sam Bahadur, and that's the film I like genuinely despise and hate, and I think it's
Yeah.
like that's the type of film I watch, and I'm just like I can't watch another Meghna Gulzar film without being without
Yeah.
rechecking essentially.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh,
I think
Other
here
films
you
of
don't have a frame of reference, no? You
there
can't
is
have
no frame of
dubbed Ekti
reference.
Dayan enough.
This is
कि
me.
यार
This is me
now
trying
enough
to
हो
make
गया.
my brain wake up. Actually,
That's
सर
good.
उसमें एक
No,
और
but
पैग डाल के लाए हो क्या आप?
नहीं
hi,
नहीं
we have a
नहीं.
lot of
Coffee है
viewers
sir.
today. For this Kachra
Coffee है
only
sir.
we have.
नहीं
Hi,
है
अच्छी
sir.
बात
Cinephile
है सर.
Sanket. You have
हाँ.
watched Fighter recently, so आपके पास
You
भी
watch
reason है to
Fighter,
be
you give
angry.
it 1 star. Sanket, इन movies को मत देखना. That movie still has some positives.
My fighter rating and ये वतन मेरे
Swapnil
वतन
has
Algerian
mentioned
pregnant woman
something.
is Sara Ali Khan appreciated. Oh
how can
yeah.
she be an
Oh,
auteur?
How, as in like
he will come up with an auteurism slowly.
star theory or whatever that's called.
Start
Anyways,
theory.
no. Anyways, my point is that I was sort of it was one of those कि चल रहा है आपको दिमाग नहीं लगाना and I know कि कैसे the movie is sort of giving me information and I'm like it's an interesting story told not interestingly, which is again very standard for a Bollywood thing. So I'm just Bollywood biopic thing. So I'm just like this is like standard. Like to me this wasn't with noticeable some
Egregiously
parts.
bad.
Yeah, some parts were definitely, but otherwise I was just like ठीक है क्या है इसमें इतना बुरा. Like I'm like I've seen worse. So it's just
Oh yeah,
that
we've
more than
all
anything
seen
else.
worse. Let's be very
No,
clear.
yeah, I feel
This
like
was not
Amartya. So
good.
sounds like it probably hasn't. Seems like
This was
sorry.
No,
not
no,
by
no,
a
no.
long
There
shot
is
the
one
worst
movie which
film
is
I've
worse
seen.
than this. There is one movie which is mildly worse than this. Mildly,
What,
that is
Madam Web?
no. It's worse than Madam Web. This is क्या है उसका नाम? अरे शाहिद कपूर का मूवी का नाम क्या है? तेरी
Oh,
बातों
तेरी
में
बातों में
उलझा
ऐसा उलझा जिया,
ऐसा
right?
उलझा. That
I
is
pronounced
mildly
it
worse than
correctly.
this.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways,
That is
we have
I
mildly.
7
can give you a
viewers. So
whole I can give you a whole host of Hindi movies that are worse than this. Radhe or Most Wanted Bhai,
Uh,
the
I'm sticking to
Forest.
this year. I'm sticking to this year.
sticking to this here. Okay, fine. So
Fighter.
again, my
Fighter isn't
fighter
worse
you.
than this.
I mean, okay, it's
You
not
didn't
worse
like
than
it.
this. It was
Yeah.
tolerable.
Hmm.
Were raving about Fighter. Acha, this is the Fighter ka discussion is there, guys. If you want to also listen to
Please,
that in the other
yeah.
episode, we will probably bunch it up a little bit because we are also talking about like good
Films in
kachra, bad
general.
kachra type का. हाँ सर
Kachra.
आप भी आएंगे बुलाऊंगा सर बुलाऊंगा. We haven't been able to schedule anything. but yes, we will
No
definitely.
releases.
मेरा जो हाल है
No,
मेरा जो हाल है
सर आपको
मेरा जो
फाइटर के
हाल है I
लाना है।
wasn't sure I was going to join but जो भी है।
आपको
Yeah.
मैंने मैसेज पे व्हाट्सएप पे डायरेक्टली लिखा था कि आज आप आओगे ना पक्का, लाइक ऐसे,
Yeah.
सो बट यू डिडंट सी द मैसेज एनीवेज।
I was dead. I
ओके
was half dead anyway.
okay, so wait, oh yeah, and Sparsh Srivastava was definitely a big positive for me. I was like,
Yeah.
and I'm like कि ऐसी पिक्चर में जो एक्टर अच्छा कर लेता है, I'm like ये
हाँ,
तो
you just
भैया,
hang on to
this is
him.
the gem of the lot and just hang on to him and like make stuff with him, बाकी सबको फेंक
One
दो।
gem, one little gem in the speck of goddamn mud.
Yeah, I know,
Be that,
no,
be
but
that as it may, like here's
hmm.
my question is, what the hell happened to Sachin Khedekar and Imran Hashmi's acting ability? Like,
Yeah,
कुछ नहीं
how
कुछ नहीं
bad can
they
you get?
realize no
This
they
is
realize
this
that
is
we are
worse
dealing
than
with they realize they are dealing with मतलब below the par script material and they were like we are getting a good paycheck that's enough and I
I
don't
don't
get it.
think, I honestly don't think some of the dialogue is very like, old school, like
The
whatever
dialogue is
types.
it's
bad
an
dialogue is
attempt at
bad.
that kind of dialogue, and
No,
it's
but there
bad.
was some lines where I was like, if you have a committed actor, I can imagine
Yeah,
that
you
being
need a
pulled
committed
off.
actor also, no?
Huh, but I
The
think these
problem
guys aren't
is
All of these are
committed.
committed actors. They
no,
couldn't
but
pull it off
I
because the
don't think so,
dialogue is that
yeah.
I
bad.
think the
I
last
think
time
Imran Hashmi is
Sachin,
totally checked out of this thing.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
like checked out, like taken his
Huh,
Yeah, yeah.
checked out, yes. Yes.
He's like देखो
What was
मैंने
that
कुछ
strange
फिल्में
rasp?
साइन किया है कॉन्ट्रैक्ट की वजह से
I was about to
कितना
ask.
फिल्म बाकी है
गले में खराश थी क्या?
हाँ,
गले में खराश,
and
there is that performance कि गले में खराश से it becomes the whole.
deeper.
the
What
performance
was that
yes
whole
What?
raincoat mein
No
aana?
way. Sorry for anyone who had
It
the.
premiered at IFI. It premiered at IFI in Goa.
No ways.
I'm
he
serious.
premiered at IFI oh
Oh,
my
no,
god
not
didn't people
premiered,
throw
sorry.
banana peels at it
Hold on. Archie's premiered at IFI. Iska, I
Okay.
think they did
Archie's I can understand.
30-minute or something. They did a screening.
this is Archie's is better than this
It is.
Archie's is
Definitely.
better than this
Yeah, of course. Anyway, so we can get into the muck of things, I suppose. We are doing spoilers because what else will you talk about? In
Spoiler
this movie?
alert, guys. She lived till 2000.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, wow. Swapnil says, I won't
Yes.
read this out. I think we guys can understand the language of this.
yes
Fashion का है ये जल.
please
Copyright
don't
claim
sing
मार देगा sir.
please don't sing
Anyways,
That's the only Madhur Bhandarkar movie I know.
Page 3 is decent, even though it's like very like uska filmmaking
yeah,
is like
Page 3 is
very.
awesome.
I saw Heroine in
Archaic.
the theater. That movie is bad.
I really like
Only
one
for
song
you.
in that movie.
Yeah.
Anyways, we are going to be Amartya. No, actually, Varun, you launch the attack. Amartya will bolster it, and then I will.
Yeah.
Yeah,
will
you launch
try
it
to
because
remain calm.
you are the one who started this goddamn thing. You launch it and then finish it.
So the thing is that up until now, I used to think, okay, the one advantage Sara Ali Khan distinctly has over like other people of her age group and her background who work in the film industry is that
Other
she can
than
actually.
Other than birth.
अरे सर रुक तो जाओ एक सेकंड मेरा सेंटेंस तो होने दो पूरा.
नहीं नेपोटिज्म को क्यों ना बोला है
मैंने
नहीं,
बोला
we
ना.
will, but
I said that,
बोलो
no?
आप बोलो.
So is that she actually can speak decent Hindustani, which should really not be any kind of benchmark. That should be a given. But
Yeah.
we've
exactly.
arrived at that point, right, where people call random films overrated, but then they say they've not watched them. Godfather.
Wait, who said
I
Godfather
don't
is overrated?
I think one of the star kids said Godfather is overrated, and then was like, "Yeah, I don't think I've watched it."
Address
Oh,
दो मैं
amazing.
जाता हूँ अभी.
अरे नहीं भाई क्यों बोलते हो Varun, like he's already not agitated enough. You want to like spike him up, like कितना करेगा
So,
भाई?
and then I think this film really presented her with an opportunity where you're not having to do the flower pot stuff, you're not having to do the fluff really. This is a character, and she is so labored and so over expressive. I'm like, man, tone it down. We're not watching a film in the 1920s, we're watching a film in the 2020s. This is not silent cinema where every
I was about to say to you that this fits in the almost silent era performance
This
type.
might
They
have
should have just
actually
made a silent
worked as a
movie.
silent movie. This might
No,
have
no,
actually worked as
but
a
I also think there are moments in which you have the silent treatment to it, and she has nothing to give to the screen. So I think
Yeah.
that's also a bit of an issue. You
And
know,
she's
Yes,
not
no
very
exactly.
problem,
supportive.
Chris. I hope you've not watched these films.
Even I was late. Don't worry, I'm drinking
Yeah,
coffee
yeah.
actually.
Amartya was also late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Anyways, you
was
were saying.
yeah, the filmmaking is also not particularly interesting. Like
Sure.
Amartya said, he has something interesting. I have nothing good to say about the production quality of the film. I think it looks like it was made on a
I
fly on the
don't have
fly. It
anything
was
interesting to say about the production. I
As in,
just
you
I
you
remember
were
that it looked
searching for
nice.
digging for positives.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
aghast at the idea that we still can't set up a shot in South Bombay, which is supposed to depict period Bombay, and
Hmm.
shoot it properly. Yeah, at least put that much of effort into it. Like
Deserved
इतना सब
better.
effort है.
That's like the quality spectrum को तोड़ देने वाला type का contrast.
Yes.
But
Last कुंभलगी
yes.
बाप रे क्या whiplash है वतन से कुंभलगी क्या whiplash है.
Sorry, you were saying, Varun?
Yeah, so the filmmaking, it's like all those period dramas that we've been seeing, right, for the longest time. If
Yes.
it's not a filmmaker, like, unfortunately, Bhansali is the standard in India, but I'm not necessarily. I think he did period Bombay Dirty too with Gangubai Kathiawadi.
I
He
think
didn't know
I
how
think
Jubilee?
to
currently at this point,
Jubilee, great,
even
right?
though even though exactly, even though matlab, I like Jubilee a tad bit less than my contemporaries and my peers, I still think that Motwane is currently the benchmark at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Period piece जैसे
Yeah.
करना
and the
पड़ेगा.
idea that there is a world beyond my set, that idea is never there in this film.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we'll
Yeah.
just drop like CG assets all over the place. And
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not selling any of it to me. You're not selling
Yeah.
the. That's why I was asking Sanjeet on our chat, how do you
The
decide all this? And he
yes,
was
yes.
talking about the lighting and everything. It
Yeah.
just looks so jarring. And your
Yeah.
setups are so, 60s TV. You shot it on a stage and you couldn't cut very often because you
Yeah.
had to have longish take. It feels like they are like, okay, we can live with only one take because we're saving film. Here they were probably saving memory cards because the movie also looks cheap. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
they were like, okay,
Also
we'll run with this one take.
long take कर रहे हो at least dedicatedly competently करो. क्या long take कर
Yeah,
ये
there's
क्या
no
long
thought to
takes है?
anything,
No,
no
there
thought
is
to
no thought. I
story,
was like, कि
composition.
like I know you're doing the whole camera going from like the top to the bottom in the
Yeah,
beginning. I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, what? Why? Like, why? What is
The
the
whole
function of that?
tracking the van from up above, I was like, why are you doing this? It's not a real asset on the ground. It's a CG generated shot.
Yeah.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Just drop it, no, yaar. The
Mhm.
most awkward
Exactly,
and
yeah.
out of place was Sara Ali Khan. She's just so bad in this. Just terrible. When I read one of the reviews, which was like, when the slow mo shots of her at the protest and she's upholding holding the flag up and everything, it felt like she
Oh
was
my God, that's the
actually,
worst. I think one of the worst scenes also of
yeah.
the film.
When she is shouting, it felt like on set she shouted in slow motion, and they also shot it in slow
In slow
motion and
motion.
recorded it in slow
Said she
motion. So
shouted
it just looks
deliberately in
weird.
slow motion. Somebody
Ah.
enhanced that and made it further slow motion.
That's like, Karo, yeah, I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
And then this movie has the Karo or Maro ka thing as much as
Karo ya
the
Maro.
last movie Karo ya Maro thing as much as Jai Ho had Jai Ho.
It became my slogan. It became my slogan after the movie.
I have not watched
While
Jai Ho,
watching the
Dhruv.
movie.
I can't.
Karo
I
ya
have to think
Moro,
for a
yeah.
second. What movie is Jai Ho?
Jai
And
Ho
I
with Salman Khan, directed by Sohail
And
Khan,
Desi Shah.
starring
And
Tabu
Desi
also,
Shah.
and
And,
Tabu.
And Sunil
Desi
Shetty.
and Desi Shah, who had the famous line, who had
Come
the
on,
famous
you
line for
people.
Race 3. Race 3 का famous line क्या था?
Yes, yes.
The hell with
Yes.
that. It has Danny.
Danny
It has
Denzoppa.
Danny Denzoppa.
Okay, anyways, not to deviate. Swapnil Azad is. We've talked about this actually, Swapnil, before. I was famous, but not famously amongst our group. I was about to say famously, like
Dhruv was on
15,000
CNN
लोगों के
the
बीच
next
में.
year.
Yes.
Yes.
No, I think it was where I was like Northman had this problem for me. It was
कहाँ जा रहे
long.
हो?
No, I'm saying long takes. He's saying as a refuge, right? And I think that's
Yes.
something which I mean, even 1917 you can argue to a certain point.
Sir,
I know Varun really
1970
likes
तो
it.
पूरा movie है long take का.
No, I'm saying that's the gimmick also, which is a thing. सरदार उधम से
but
कंपेयर
Udham-
करे अरे सर कहाँ ले जा रहे हो
कहाँ ले जा रहे हो? पागल हो क्या?
नहीं नहीं सर कंपेयर मत करो मत
मैं
करो
मत करो
कंपेयर. Yeah.
कंपेयर मत
आप
करो.
आप घोड़े और खच्चर की तुलना नहीं कर सकते हो.
I
रेस
think
हॉर्स एंड
he's
म्यूल पैक म्यूल में
saying
फर्क है.
same
Sir, you are
timeline की
Same
है,
comparing.
timeline,
but you.
not really.
Sir,
Hmm.
you are
I mean,
comparing.
Udham terminates
हाँ.
before Watan Meri Watan begins. So
Okay.
Hmm.
yeah,
नहीं,
but
I
no,
think Sardar
just
Uttam is
simply
the
put,
gold standard, one of the gold standards of biopics actually.
of biopics or
So
period filmmaking of how to use a
yeah,
location to your
I
advantage.
watched
It's shot
Love
in
Aajkal, Murder Mubarak. Oh my God,
How are you
Love
alive?
Aajkal 2.0.
How are you
हाँ, but
alive?
yeah, that's a good question to ask actually, Chris. It's a not a yeah. Sorry, by the way, because I think we are planning an Imtiaz Ali episode for the live stream also. So,
so I can
um,
live with the fact that I'll just play that "Haan Main Galat" song in my head for like 2 hours straight and picture nikal jayegi.
हाँ
हो
मैं
जाएगा.
गलत, हाँ मैं गलत, हाँ मैं गलत,
That
पिक्चर
is just
देखने गलत.
Better,
Imtiaz.
it's
That's
better
just
than
Imtiaz
listening to.
telling us the movie.
It's better than
हाँ मैं
listening to
गलत.
her. It's better than listening to her say, "हाँ तुम हमें तंग कर रहे हो."
She needs Mona Ghosh
Yeah.
Shetty really bad to
You
come and
got
dub for.
you Lord got me curious about this movie. Which movie,
No, no,
Amit?
no. Don't watch
Watan Mere
Watan
Watan,
Mere Watan.
no.
I'm serious.
Actually,
That
no.
Oh,
movie is
Wait.
bad.
Watch it.
okay.
Don't,
Watch it.
don't watch. Don't
Let
watch.
everyone watch it.
Anyways, other things which sort of stood out as like a big. I mean, I know Amartya, you haven't gone much about Sara Ali Khan. You can talk more about her performance if you want to. Uh,
मतलब.
If you want
Hmm.
to.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I was thinking.
You know,
No, my thing
this
is,
role
no,
is
no, my
tailor-made for Alia, though. No, I feel like she could pull
yes,
this off so easily
yes,
compared
yes,
to,
yes.
yeah. I feel
I'll,
it's the Razi role
you know,
almost
right
in
now,
some
right
senses.
No.
now, the response to all questions about who should play this role under 30 is Vamika Gabri, really.
That is also true. Yeah, she'll be terrific actually in this.
She'll be
Hmm.
able to convey
Terrific
that
as in like,
effect of, getting caught. यहाँ पे she's like, हाँ मैं निकल जाऊंगी बिंदास. I'm like भाई क्या चल रहा है? तुम्हारे पास
Sara
4
Ali
stock
Khan looks
expression.
like Sara Ali Khan look in this movie. Sara Ali Khan looked like she just signed up for the local theater, which she had been advised by her father. देखो बेटा तुम यहाँ पर साइन अप कर लो एक्टिंग का वर्कशॉप भी
यार
मिलेगा
उसी का कैमियो डाल
बेसिकली
देते हैं as रूसी बिली मोरिया. मजा तो आता पिक्चर में.
आधा पिक्चर तो वही लगता है
uh,
It's like she's just crossing
and
the road and
after
वो
the
अपने
movie
प्रीमियर की
releases
तैयारी कर रहा है.
and after
hmm.
the movie releases her father looks at the movie and sees and they're like बेटा वर्कशॉप के बाद ये हाल है ये क्या हो रहा है no but I'm
I mean,
uh,
let's
serious
be frank.
no but
Saif
I'm
Ali Khan was
serious
not
uh-huh.
the
let's
biggest
Yeah,
release for the
yeah
first
yeah
10 years of his
let's be
career
see
either.
yeah.
let's be
हाँ बोलो
serious
बोलो
for
सर.
a second let's be serious for a second how many
Hmm.
chances are we going to give that girl
Anybody
I'm
for that
sorry
matter, not just her,
I don't want to
anybody.
sound so I don't want to sound such like an a-hole but I'm serious how many
Hmm.
chances are we going to give this woman
I
she
don't know.
acted in 9 movies
Hmm.
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल तो चॉइसेस बेकार है वो तो छोड़ो ठीक है कोई चॉइस अच्छा नहीं करती है ये
You want to be a
बंदी
commercial actor in today's day and age, you want to do a Rohit Shetty movie.
No, I mean that's what I was about to say. Actually, she fits right into the Rohit Shetty
अरे
Singham ki
भाई
girlfriend, Simba ki girlfriend universe.
अरे हाँ हाँ वो ठीक है लेकिन रोहित शेट्टी मूवी रोहित शेट्टी टाइप ऑफ मूवी तो सोनाक्षी सिन्हा भी करती है बट शी इज आल्सो डूइंग अ कोट एंड कोट गदार आई एम जस्ट पुटिंग
हाँ,
इट
But
but
this
आउट
is
देयर
this is
this
supposed
is
no, but
supposed
this is
to be
supposed to be her
the
serious.
hard, her serious role.
The
Stab
this is
acting.
the Razi moment for her essentially, right? Like which is, I mean, Alia had a lot of that those
Alias was
moments, but like
2 years before actually. Urta Punjab, she just
Urta
came out.
Punjab before that was Highway, whatever. Like you can
Highway,
argue
she
she
was
had
still
a
a bit
lot of
rough, I
breakout.
would say.
No, but there
Yeah.
is a difference. No, but there is a difference here. Why am I bringing up the chances thingy? Because
Hmm.
there is something called, you know, making an incompetent actress or actor believe that
Hmm.
they are competent. That is why they start thinking higher stuff for
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
Because Watan, Mere Watan, if this is quote unquote supposed to be the serious role. For all intents and purposes, this is a movie which has been made seriously. This is a movie which is supposed to be taken seriously. For all
Hmm.
intents and purposes. My
Hmm.
problem is that this is an actress who had been told by everybody around her, including
Hmm.
her yes men, including her parents, including the producers, including her effing godfather, that
Hmm.
she is a serious actress who needs to be taken seriously.
Hmm.
Here we are breaking your bubble. You are not a serious actress. So you know what? Jump off your high horse because you don't have the bandwidth to work on a commercial movie in the first place. How the hell do you think that you're going to work on a biopic and actually make justice to a quote unquote unsung hero?
Yeah.
That is my bigger problem with this. Why oh
No,
why?
fair enough. I think that's
No,
Why
and
totally
oh
fair. I
also
why?
I
mean,
think the larger idea of
hmm.
um the, the thing nobody is saying, every I don't give a rat's ass really who gets cast in
Hmm.
a Bollywood film. I have no aspirations to be in front of the camera ever. So
Hmm.
I couldn't
Hmm.
care less. But there has to come a point where you're like, yeah,
There has to be a
there has to be
mild
there has to be
quality control.
Ba-
competence,
base
basic
Yeah,
competence,
competence.
right? Base
yeah.
competence is the thing which we
How
are
can
talking
we
about, not some
yeah, how
high
can we be
standard
like,
horse or
yeah,
whatever.
we're not saying, oh, act like the bee's knees or
Yeah.
whatever. Just
Yeah.
act. Like just do
Base
that much.
competence is the big
Are,
problem, I feel. Hmm.
I'm going to say something. Ki, Alia Bhatt, when she started on the Student of the Year, Dhruv is going to disagree with me. I thought she was terrible. I thought
No,
that
I didn't
entire
like her
movie
in.
was
I've
terrible.
never liked her. I've never liked her in that movie.
I
Yeah.
thought that entire movie was terrible. I thought she was terrible.
Hmm. That I don't
Okay,
agree, but yes, okay.
that was
उसका
the
भी
first
सीजी
movie.
काफी खराब था.
Yeah,
बोलो अरे
that
अब
was the
करण जौहर
first.
पे बाद में जाना आप लोग पहले ये बोलो.
That was the
हाँ
first movie.
हाँ
She started proving us wrong immediately by her second movie, and
yeah
that is my point.
yeah.
This
Sarah's high
girl
point
had
was already
8.
6 years ago.
Yeah, this
You
girl had
think
9
Kedarnath, right?
movies.
Yeah, that was, but that's also, I think there's also that point, right, of a director understanding how to move an actor
अरे
through.
this
Abhishek
year
Kapoor
Merry
is a limited
Christmas,
director.
This year,
Merry
Merry
Christmas,
Christmas.
Katrina
But let's
Kaif.
not bring
Yeah.
Katrina
let's not
Kaif.
bring Sri Ram Raghavan into a discussion about Sara Ali
We
Khan.
have to bring Sriram Raghavan. We have
But
to bring
Shriram
Sriram Raghavan
Raghavan's
into
been
a
working with a
discussion.
lot of
He's
actors
using
who
her
are not.
limitations, sure.
Hold
Hmm.
on. Sriram Raghavan is the textbook example of a director who can bring out expressions from these expressionless actors. Katrina Kaif, Varun
You can
Dhawan, and hopefully,
you can
fingers crossed, Ikis in
yeah
August
you can
Sehni.
also you can also argue Vikramaditya Motwane, Sonakshi
Neil Nitin
Sinha
Mukesh also.
in Lutera.
and
No, I
hopefully,
do.
quote
I still
unquote,
don't think Neil Nitin Mukesh is good in that movie, but okay.
and
He's
hopefully
Uh,
not.
Ananya
He's
Pandey.
used well. That's my
hmm.
own logic.
And
And
Ananya
hopefully Ananya
Pandey,
Pandey.
We don't know.
Vikram
We've not seen Control yet.
We don't know. I said
Control, yeah.
hopefully. I said
Uh,
hopefully.
huh.
Listen, even Ananya
Dhruv may have
Pandey,
seen it. We
that
don't know.
woman isn't the best actor. I mean, we have Liger for that matter, but
Yeah.
she was okay enough. She was okay enough in Ho Gaye Humka. I like
But-
the movie. I don't think many
Okay,
of you
but
like it.
Amartya, we already said that, right? That if you're playing a version of yourself, how much of that is actually acting?
Exactly. That is my point, na.
But
And
then it's
even
also her acknowledging that, no? Like, yeah, almost
अरे
it's like कि
अरे
चलो
वही
ठीक
ना
है आप
She's
limitation में
exaggerating.
रह
I
रहे
don't
हो.
think so.
अरे वही ना.
She's
If you're playing a version of yourself, it should be easy for you, right? Love Ajkal 2.0 is supposed to be Sara Ali Khan's version of herself. If that is the example of her version of herself, I really
Okay,
don't want to see it.
I'll mitigate that a little bit by saying Imtiaz Ali dialogue is not everyone's cup of tea, and very few actors can pull that off, and not sound like they are talking out
And
of their
he's also
heads
not.
or
He's also
whatever.
not a Shri Ram Raghavan type.
He's not he's
Directing
not a good
non-actors.
sorry, I'm not
Nargis
going to
Fakri
go and
is
say that
badly
he's.
directed.
I'm not gonna say that he's a bad director, but he is a fairly sloppy director sometimes.
Which is
So
funny because on Reddit yesterday he's gone like, oh, I'm actually a director first and a writer later. I'm an accidental writer. I'm like, you're a better writer.
that's very strange. He's made like the casting choices in his movies are so baffling sometimes, which we will get to in
As
a
a
week
casting
or
director,
two
he
times.
drugged the casting director and he did the
Probably,
casting.
who knows?
No,
Oh
but
wow! Swapnil has
Oh,
given you
wow.
a new tag, Amartya.
Listen. I'm going to be honest. In the last episode of the podcast, some of the dialogues which I threw, okay, if people aren't listening to it with a sarcasm infused brain, they might think I'm a misogynist. Now
Okay.
you are
Anyway.
saying that I'm sounding like manga. At this point, मेरा reputation गया तेल लेने.
Swapnil, do join us on 2 weeks later. We will be discussing his whole filmography in 2 parts. The whole week is dedicated to Imtiaz Ali. So all of his fans can come and say why we are wrong
Why
about
call
some of
him
them.
Mohabbat Ka Maharaja? Let's go with a reference from one of Dhruv's favorite movies. Mohabbat Man.
Dhruv's favorite movies क्या खुद की भी तो
मेरे
है.
को भी पसंद है. Not favorite, but I like it.
Favorite नहीं है मेरी भी, but I love it.
No, because
hmm.
no, let's not digress for a minute. Because Sara Ali Khan in this is a role which which needed somebody expressive but who knows how to. I'm going to be kind of scientific here.
We aren't Chris Patrick. Amartya doesn't like it, but we know why he doesn't like it, so it's fine.
I'm going to be a tad
Yeah.
bit scientific here. There is a scientific process called modulation. Okay?
Okay.
Modulation, in simple terms, modulation means regulation. Regulation of
Yeah.
amplitude, regulation of frequency.
जैसे
that is
रेडियो ऊपर
modulation.
नीचे करते हैं वैसा.
Exactly. So I'm bringing that scientific principle up because this is related to radio. This is a performance which needed an actress who can modulate her performance.
Yes.
Sara Ali Khan's performance felt like a channel not getting the frequency right in the radio. She's
Nice.
trying her damnedest to play the 1920s, 1930s theatrical performance. But
40s.
she's
1940s.
but she's just missing the mark so hard. You
Yeah.
know, like if you're playing darts on a bar, you are not hitting the target, you are hitting outside the dartboard. Itna miss kar rahi hai at this point. ठीक है? मतलब
Yeah.
she's trying, मतलब she's apparently.
Oh yeah,
apparently
that
playing-
effort is very visible, huh?
That effort
But
is too
I feel-
visible.
But I'm
I
not
feel
able
that's
to
been
praise
her-
for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That
I'm
effort
saying
is
that's
visible.
been a consistent problem with her films
Yes,
or
exactly,
acting,
yeah.
film acting. You can see the performance and it's super distracting, right? I think that's the
It's
emotion
meant for
regulation.
nukkad natak.
इमोशनल रेगुलेशन के लिए कुछ लेवल की मेंटल स्टेबिलिटी लगती है. But see, this is a weird thing, right, Sonika? I
See,
think
Sunny,
her
if
reputation.
you're
Yeah,
actually
this is-
if you're actually studying psychiatry, go ahead. No problem.
So okay, sorry, Amartya. Swapnil has asked this. Can he said this? So you have to.
I am not that much of a huge fan. That's all.
Sure. So you got your answer. हम ऐसी नहीं निकाल रहे facts.
Yeah.
सुनने वालों
Yeah.
सुनो, ऐसा भी होता है.
हाँ.
कुछ लोग होते हैं जिनको उनका नाम अमर्त्य होता है.
Nice. इसको promote करना चाहिए अलग से निकाल के. Anyways, I think good point, and we can segue a little
so,
bit
yeah,
into
I want to
the
come to
sort of
the
filmmaking, direction,
Exactly, yeah.
writing,
Here's my
whatever.
thing, right? If a director is confronted by an actor with such cripplingly limited ability, genuine ability, I really don't know what the wiggle room is. Like, do you cut a shot out? Do you just say, okay, I'll mold the biopic around the 3 men or 4 men in her life? Her
It's not
friend
cutting
who's with
the-
her everywhere, her mentor, her father, and her boyfriend. How do you tell that story?
No. I think I think very good example of a person using the limitation of 2 central actors actually, and making it basically like a espionage thriller rather than a character study. Like character study के elements हैं, but it's more or less like plot, right? It's Madras Cafe with John Abraham and Nargis Fakhri, and
That movie
directed by
has a
Shujit
lot of
Sarkar.
plot.
Huh, but it's also like it is, and it's also using John Abraham in the one way he can do, which is robot face essentially.
Yeah.
Like it's like blank slate.
And
So
kills his wife also to justify the lack of expression.
exactly. So he's become that
Varun, ये क्या logic है? ये क्या
steel-like
logic
man
है?
or whatever. No, but he uses them in a way which they are serviceable enough to that film.
But
Whereas
here I think, but there are multiple choices that baffle me. Like there's that one scene where they go to see Gandhi ji, and there's that whole oath of celibacy thing happening.
Oh yeah.
वो क्या था? एक second. Hold on. Let me get to it. Thank you for bringing it up. Let me get to it.
Okay.
पहली बात तो, sister, who are you to stand up and say celibacy को होना चाहिए?
सबका काट दो सर.
ये क्या है? पहली बात तो ये क्या है?
And then Gandhi ji is like, मैं नहीं करूँगा ये सबके साथ.
Yeah. And second of all, you are saying that to Gandhi, the person who was famous for not being celibate.
No, but why
not
are
at
why
that
are they
time.
being
At that
celibate? Is
time-
it just because?
It's one of those
हाँ,
things, right?
और मेरा
त्याग देंगे.
मेरा point तो वही है.
You are
और मेरा point
foregoing
तो
the
वही है.
pleasure of.
हाँ, मतलब प्यार के लिए नहीं, देश के लिए.
It's not just celibacy, by the way. Huh? That scene is badly directed because it only makes you think of celibacy, but it's talking about basically all types of material pleasure.
Material.
I don't think not having sex is.
There
अरे
is-
material pleasure. अरे hold on.
There is
hold on.
such a
Second,
good-
second.
No, but there's such good
Material
conflict
pleasure मतलब
material
क्या है?
already
Food
there.
भी तो है. material pressure मतलब क्या है?
No,
Food भी
and
तो है.
the
तो
way that
मतलब क्या
dude,
food नहीं खा सकते?
their interaction outside, right? How did you
हाँ.
make this
Very
decision
bad.
for both of us? I'm like, you're not officially dating. So just go and,
Yeah.
do the deed with someone else, dude. Stop hanging over here.
Sara Ali
Sabka
Khan
time waste.
is Usha Mehta character is also written badly. First of all, so that character is so
Man, it's
confused. She
the
doesn't even
base.
know
Is
whether
it?
she's dating, whether she's dating or whether she's
No, she's
hanging him
very
around.
नहीं, but I think she's very much like determined कि यही करना है ना, कि देश के लिए जो आएगा वो ही पहले
हाँ.
करना है. So she
अरे
basically
सर,
goes by that thing,
अरे सर,
which
that is
also
तो sir, that is to like indoctrinating someone in a cult and telling them follow us. Accept this
so
then the freedom
अरे
fighting.
वो
Accept this then
ही तो
freedom fighting एक cult बन गया. ये
no, but
कैसा logic है?
the thing is the problem, I think, and this is the sort of standard biopic problem which Varun and me were saying, कि अपने we have a tendency, it's almost like, and you mentioned, Varun, that it's a tendency to be celebrate the story essentially as much
Yeah.
as you make the film about the
As you,
celebrated unsung hero.
as no, as the film's narrative unfolds, celebrate it. I'm like, but they were
Sure.
not celebrating. They were hiding from the British.
Yeah, like the
Exactly,
unsung part of it को थोड़ा like एक shot मिलता है end में जाके जब वो
No,
ट्रेन में
my
अकेले
bigger,
बैठी हुई होती है.
no, my bigger point is, if you are going to make a movie which is essentially a movie about staying low key,
Yes.
okay, why not about staying low key? Why not try to remain low key, and maintain the time period? Because I agree with Sanika here in the comments. That dialogue is so Gen Z, it pissed me off.
हम्म.
That
एक
dialogue
कोई
is so
वुमन
Gen
का भी
Z.
कुछ था ना, I forgot, एक some मैं
हाँ,
औरत
वो
हूँ
सब
इसलिए मैं भी
सर
अपाहिज हूँ
धर्मा
or something
सर
like that.
धर्मा है
Oh,
सर
God,
धर्मा
that
है
was
खुद तो
bad.
सर धर्मा
The
है खुद तो
equation
प्रोग्रेसिव
of
है
a
नहीं
woman
खुद तो
with
प्रोग्रेसिव है नहीं ये चूतिया इन लोग को दिखाना पड़ेगा कि हम प्रोग्रेसिव है.
no, and the
I
equation.
don't I don't I don't
It's not
think it's
that
Yes,
that
yes, it
in
is. Yes,
okay,
it
for
is. It is.
Amartya it is. Okay.
It is
I mean, the
female fighter.
problem with Adi Purush is that there's nothing, none of it looks real. Even
Problem
Prabhas
with
looks
Adi
fake.
Purush.
Right? I mean, look at Saif Ali Khan. Where has he ever looked like that? It's
Sir,
it's like,
उसके
those.
उसके सर नहीं है ना 10.
No. But you remember
उसके सर नहीं है, but he
मेले
also
में,
had a snake trying to massage him in
no.
Adi Purush.
When we
I'm
used to go
just
to
saying.
melas and all in childhood, they used to have these WWE figures ka cutout standing with the head removed. You could go and put your head there and photo ho sakta hai. It's felt like
I
that
think
in Adi
You
Purush.
know
This is
what?
not that
You
bad.
know what? Brahmastra was more entertaining than this.
I don't think so, but okay, fine.
No,
It is.
I'm
no,
just
they were
It is.
equally
I
bad
genuinely think
films.
so. It is genuinely. I think so.
I mean, Brahmastra, I could see there was a vision for something. Something is
What?
happening.
Something.
I mean, some
कुछ तो था.
crap happy attempt at making something that all undone ultimately, which I do.
Yeah, but
doubt.
I'm so I'll get to one of my sort of big issues, and we'll see whatever you guys have to say, and then we'll shift also to
No. I
the
only have to. I have to say कि this is a movie at first.
it was flashy. Then Chris, my eyes were paining because I was in the cinema watching it. So
Same,
okay.
man.
As much as I can blame Sara Ali Khan because she is an incompetent buffoon, I also have to blame our director here because I don't know, was he sleepwalking or was he
I was
or was
thinking
he
that
actually
is he.
was
I
he
was
actually
thinking.
hijacked by the producers?
I was
Because
actually
for a
thinking,
minute,
is he treating this as like a school assignment that he has to submit, but like
that's what
doesn't
I
put
was
the
thinking
effort
also,
to
right?
do the school assignment properly? Like it didn't feel any sort of pa-
I
passion nahi tha when we want to go to
not just passion. It was like,
that
okay, this is how
meme or
these
whatever
these
it is.
movies have been made over the years, right? Like every you remember that end at the last Shah Rukh Khan portion of Jawan, where he's doing that
Yes.
whole monologue thing, right? And it keeps cutting.
And it keeps cutting to the reaction shots. Yeah, it
Right,
keeps
it keeps
cutting to the
presidency
cutting.
ka
reaction
thing,
shots.
yes.
यहाँ पे भी same problem. I'm like,
Yeah.
can you stop it? You don't have conviction in your leading actor. That's why you're
Yeah.
resorting to this bullshit. Over there,
Yeah.
it was used to enhance the stardom and enhance the effect and at least a different kind of director and everything. I
Sir,
don't know.
हाँ
It didn't
वही
work
ना
for
वही
me.
ना
It didn't work for me.
एटली का डायरेक्शन ऐसा है कि you aren't supposed to pay attention. at
Yeah.
least making those movies that you aren't supposed to pay attention. Watan, you're supposed to pay attention
Yes.
because this is
Yeah.
Yeah,
celebration
so
of
why
a
you
freedom fighter.
constantly cutting to Peshawar
Yeah.
and Bengal?
Acha,
You
this
know
is the
that
scene
that scene.
this is the scene where basically she talks on the radio for the first time.
हाँ
That felt
हाँ
Yeah.
like कि पहली बार नहीं उसने 15 बार पहले बात की हुई है रेडियो
You
पे. I
know,
was like,
I had a great rationale because they keep calling Amartya older than everyone else. That child who's sitting there in that Bengali home with the flag as like Amartya hai. That's how you make the movie entertaining for yourself.
Again, I'm not that old. I am not immortal. I'm not immortal. I'm not that old.
What are you saying, sir? Noah still remembers you. पूछ रहा था कल आपके बारे में.
oh yeah,
Oh
oh
God.
yes. Oh, this is
Ah.
basically the introduction to Anand
Oh,
Tiwari
but they're supposed to be Parsi, right? So Parsis are supposed to be quote unquote
But cropped
progressive
up
in
and
that.
miniskirt. But cropped up and miniskirt.
गला ही काट दो यार मेरा पिक्चर क्या बनाई है ये.
That is my point, na. Matlab, director, I don't understand this. Was Kanan Nair actually disinterested or was Kanan Nair hijacked by the producers? I'm going to.
But
I think the second one happened.
if you're
I genuinely think the second one happened. Shomin Mishra was like, "Look, you have to do this. We need a movie. We need a movie."
okay, but
That
then
is why we're bringing this out.
still knew how to frame a shot. वो भी भूल गया वो.
नहीं, there are basic directorial things in this which are just poor. Like, I
and
mean,
then
just
the
like,
Yeah, yeah.
also Amalindu Chaudhary has like he shot Stree, which is not even a film that's supposed to be well shot. I thought that was a very well made film in that sense.
yeah.
Three
And I'm
had
like,
some
what are you
good.
doing here?
Three had some good scenes, during the night time when some of the moments, in the
No, like there's this
streets
great
and wedding.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
that great scene, right, where they're reading the letter for the first time that she's given him and like Chipkali Poonch, this, that, and the other. There's some interesting stuff happening in
Interesting
that.
stuff. Yeah.
I'm like, how did you become so
Sadika is
incompetent to
having a brainwave.
She's only watched 30 minutes and I think she's gathered a lot of material to just be mad about the film.
I think
So-
she's able to. I think
What
she's
does
able to
Azad
gather
mean?
a lot of- I think she's
Amartya
able
is
to
an
gather a
uncle.
lot of material because she has seen 30 minutes. If she's seen like us, like 2.5 hours, brain will turn into mush.
2 hours, 10 minutes or 13 minutes.
It
It
felt like
like
3
5.
hours at
It
least.
did
felt
feel
like
like 3
5.
hours. Okay, I'll say 3, but okay, whatever, your thing, whatever works.
So
Anyways,
I
I-
want to ask you to explain that last
cinema is
comment.
more
In
interesting
what
than this.
logic? In what context? Do you mean ki?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no
Yeah,
idea
yeah.
what you guys would do. Acha, I'm sorry, there's
I'm
a lot of.
asking to
Of
explain.
course, this episode, which will get the most engagement because we are dumping on movies rather than celebrating them.
You know, I want to
No,
say this, I'm fed up of this bloody
Yeah.
kachra filmmaking, dude. Like,
No,
stop it.
no.
Don't make these
It's the same
movies.
thing. It's the same thing I said to Dhruv yesterday also. Yesterday नहीं, day before yesterday कि मतलब बॉलीवुड का मॉड्यूलेशन कुछ नहीं है ना. मतलब if it is bad, it is like atrociously bad. मतलब
Like
कुछ
Lumiere
तो
brothers से पहले
mediocrity
ये
में
फिल्म
लाओ.
बनाना सीख रहे हैं.
Lumi, अच्छा, I was like, okay, हाँ.
I mean, like they've
नहीं,
never
but
handled a
सीखने
camera
लायक नहीं
before.
है कुछ उसमें. No, but it's very
No, but-
like I was.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Um,
saying, right? They're worse than like film institute students.
No, it's baseline. Like I was also messaging
not
someone saying
true.
that
Not true.
I was messaging people
Institute
like
students are
one.
worse.
I was messaging someone saying just this that the one thing I think we can expect is for them to have a baseline competence of you stage a scene normally. No, it can't. You
Yeah,
can't have
why does it look
like
You block a scene
and I mean
normally?
there are and
You
I mean there is
block a scene
also
normally?
there are so many so this is what I had mentioned to Varun before we started that Watan Mere Watan has so many sequences which are these sort of big moment sequences because it's a bullet point biography
bloody
of
hell,
someone.
that Imran
Right.
Hashmi entry shot.
एंट्री शॉट कहाँ से आता है वो who knows okay
हीरो भी
then
नहीं
there's
है
the
पिक्चर का.
the radio shot
Also,
the
what is that what is that comedic bit? There is no light, so they are lighting up a match, and the match is the only source of light. वो
Also,
क्या
the-
comedic bit है?
I want Sanjeev to watch this movie purely because that burqa sequence. It's such an old school Hindi film. मैं पुलिस से बचने के लिए मॉस्क में
Burqa
but that
पहन- burqa
हाँ, but that is the one scene I was like कि चलो ये चल जाएगा क्योंकि they were basic I think they copied a song Pia Haji Ali की तरह it was sounding essentially
Yeah, exactly,
whatever
it
they was
was.
playing So I was like,
The only time this movie was even remotely, quote unquote, tending to interesting is that bit in where the radio, they are almost at the risk of getting caught because the police is entering the house and they are
hmm,
trying to throw the radio out.
hmm.
I say tending to interesting because that was the moment I was lying on bed. I suddenly woke up and I'm like, oh, something is happening. Hold on, something
Even
is happening.
even that
Yeah.
climactic bit when the cops finally arrive, I'm like, ye
Yeah.
zalim Angrez cop hai. He's not going to let you keep your broadcast going. He's going to break the damn thing.
हाँ
Why
वहाँ
is
पे
he
Yeah.
खड़े
letting you
होके
do
ऐसी
this?
हाँ
Also,
वो भी सुन
also,
रहा है
also,
सारे
मेरा
जहां
एक
से। अच्छा, वो
question,
वन में मत
also
पड़
मेरा
जाओ।
एक question, also मेरा एक
हाँ
question. अंग्रेजों को while watching this movie, I was looking at the English officers and I'm like, you people don't have any work, na? No wonder we defeated you. You people are so incompetent. No wonder we defeated you. कोई
फिर
काम
आप इस
नहीं है
पिक्चर
तुम
को
लोगों के
क्यों
पास.
But if they
रियलिज्म
were
की
so
चोच में क्यों
incompetent,
घुसा
200
रहे हो?
साल तो हमारी पेट
हाँ
पे नहीं जाते
एग्जैक्टली।
ना।
हाँ, मतलब कोई काम नहीं है इन लोगों के पास. क्या करें?
इमरान हाशमी
उसको भी
इसमें
नहीं
क्या
पता
कर
यार,
रहा है?
उसको
नहीं
भी
नहीं
नहीं
उसको
पता वो
पता
क्या
है,
कर रहा है।
उसको पता है क्या कर रहा
उसको
है, वो
पता है
चेक
वो
लेके
क्या
निकल
कर
रहा
रहा
है।
है.
हाँ
He's working for a paycheck and he's getting a damn good paycheck, by the way. I'm serious.
यस क्रिस वी मेंशन दिस, उसको खराश थी पूरे
Why
एपिसोड।
what?
He
दैट्स हिज
needed a
एक्टिंग।
benefit. He needed a
यस
escoril on a benefit. Otherwise,
that's the character modification he did to seem more like whatever the character he
Yeah,
was playing.
I was like, dude, what is this laziness? You're a half decent actor even.
Yeah.
What is
नहीं but
going on with this?
obviously,
I
he's actually a good actor. That is
he
my
can
full
be a good
Last
positive.
actor.
time,
Yeah.
the last time I saw
Yeah.
him in a film was in a film called
Shanghai.
Azar, which he was terrible in.
No, Shanghai is the one film which he's good in. I don't know
Hmm.
any other stuff
He's
I've
playing a
seen in
mischievous
his.
dude in that, right? That comes easy to him.
No, he's actually very
No,
good
no,
in
he's
it though.
actually very good in that.
Yeah.
क्या करें?
Uh, he was
No,
in
Swapni, no.
he was in that. I don't know.
Amitabh.
Amitabh was in
No,
Amitabh.
Amitabh
Ahu,
was
yeah.
Hashmi.
Yeah.
No,
Hashmi.
Hashmi wasn't.
उसमें कोई
Amitabh was in
random hero
RGB.
and Ajay Devgan था actually.
That should we trans?
Yeah.
I was about to ask ये transition है क्या अपना?
Please.
हाँ?
I think
Transition निकाल लो?
I genuinely think we don't actually have much to say about Watan beyond the fact that
Kachra
I'll add one
picture
thing
है.
that no, but I'll add one thing. There are interesting things that they could have delved into
There are
also.
interesting things.
अरे that
There
we
are
said about
interesting things.
Sam Bahadur also.
Sir, वो
There
तो
are
picture
interesting things in this
कचरा
film.
है.
Yeah, that
That's
is the
because
one
you
thing I
had
was going to bring
expectations
up.
from Meghna Gulzar.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah.
that is the one thing I was going to bring up. If you're comparing this with Sam Bahadur, my big point is कि Sam Bahadur का screenplay भी hagiography है. It's basically like lifting the Wikipedia and making it
हाँ.
into a movie. समझा ना? लेकिन Sam Bahadur had a performance that is way too good for the movie
I
it
understand.
is being shoved into.
Yeah. No, I understand. I
This
mean,
movie,
यहाँ
this
पर I
movie,
don't know
this
which is
movie,
worse, the movie or the film or the performance.
yeah, this movie's
They are neck and
performance
neck to
actually
be worse.
hampered the movie. This movie's
fair enough.
performance
No,
hampered the movie.
I get why you
Yeah.
I
dislike
think
it.
the
No,
movie is bad anyway. She
I
makes
think-
it worse.
I think
Hmm.
I think in this I found more variation than in Sam Bahadur, if that makes sense.
I disagree.
Bad
I
variation,
disagree.
good variation. I don't
I
know.
disagree.
I think the one
Okay.
thing this film does better from a narrative perspective is it picks a period of her life.
I think it is
One
clear
film
कि
is-
सब कुछ मतलब जो भी like you know the it's
So,
established
कौन सा
clearly
period-
without it's established clearly, but
Hmm.
it's not developed or like you know you don't feel the relationship, but it is kind of established well that she's positioned between her father and this other like whatever. In Sam Bahadur, I mean, I don't know how to describe that movie.
The
It's just
screenplay
like
is doing the bare minimum. I can't
हाँ
find
bare
too much
minimum.
fault with the screenplay for doing the bare minimum. लेकिन bare minimum screenplay से तो कुछ होता नहीं है ना आजकल.
So I think this is a lot of the things which unfortunately we had to bring up because I would still argue Razi has Razi. I don't think
Razi
is a
has
great.
some flourishes.
I don't
Some
think it's a
flourishes.
very well directed film, but it's pretty well written in some scenes
It's
at
also
least.
really well staged.
Yeah.
It doesn't come together in moments, but like I believe some of the spying is like really iffy. But
Yeah.
also like Bharadwaj's writing can go haywire on occasion as well. Okay, it's not like he's some Chris Patrick. I mean, I wish I had the I had that.
You have to wait 20-30 years for Varun's version to come out. So we are
Yes,
all waiting.
we
I
are
By the
also
all
have
time
to
me
live
waiting
and
that
for
long.
that.
Amartya won't
Yes,
be there, but
No,
yes.
I also have to live that long.
I
Yeah.
definitely won't be there. I'm so old, apparently no one remembers me, so I won't be there definitely.
You know
Kabhi to padna
who
hai.
you know who else looks like this? Ajay
Who?
Devgan.
Ajay Devgan, sleepy as fuck. Yep.
Yes. And that's
Yep.
how we are going to transition to Shaitan now, which Varun hasn't seen, but I don't think Varun will ever see.
Varun doesn't
He's
need to
anyways
see.
not
I'm
We both
a
have seen.
morally, I'm
We both
morally
have seen.
against.
Ajay
No, no.
Devgan.
Let me explain my stance. I'm morally against watching films made by directors who have had
Oh,
sexual assault claims against them and are now being reinstated in the industry
Yeah.
because they're fucked up.
it's yeah, that's the
Can we
big
also bring up the fact? Can we also bring up the fact that Shaitan is being directed by this guy, and Shaitan ka premise is so awful that it is basically like feeding into the director's own proclivities, and that is
meta
very
text. Yeah,
uncomfortable.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that is very uncomfortable. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I refuse to watch Ajay Devgan. You were refusing to watch Omkara
Thank you.
then, which is a masterpiece, I think, Chris Patrick. So
But
old movies maybe.
Chris
yeah,
Yeah.
Patrick
he
is
was
Chris
good
Patrick.
until then.
Chris Patrick is inwardly, indirectly insulting us because we had to watch it.
Guys,
Ha.
just walk people through the film once. Kya
Yes,
hai?
I will. Bolo Zuba Kesari.
Zuba Kesari.
Zuba Kesri.
We did this also.
Zuba
Like
Kesri.
you know, he does this in
Let's
the
do
Zuba
this.
Kesari
Yes.
ad.
Does he do
He does this in
this?
the Zuba Kesari ad.
Yes.
He splits his fingers like he does the split
Oh,
on the bike in Phool Aur Kaante. Ulta.
okay.
But I have to tell you this in the film Tanaji. There's a
Hmm.
Yeah.
song called Shankara De Shankara, which is of course Tanaji, the great Maratha warrior, dancing like God knows what, because that's Ajay Devgan का skill भी नहीं है dancing, फिर भी है picture में गाना for him to dance. I'm like, why? You're not good at
So
it.
he's a tech genius in this, okay?
So anyway, so in that song, I shit you not, at that time the Zuba Kesari thing was going into overdrive, right? And he literally does this as a part of the song move. I'm like, what?
It's honestly a bit sad with Ajay Devgan because I used to like him as an actor a lot, but now it's just become like a what are you doing, man? Anyways, story
He's
Sanika of the
short story.
of
Short में story बता दो. क्या story
as in
बताए?
like Shaitan ka.
Shaitan.
Oh, okay.
So
That is a
Shaitan is
story.
Everyone's
basically
not watched Vash. That's
हाँ Shaitan's basically a remake of a Gujarati film which released in 2023, like a year back, and it's
A
a
year
remake of
back,
that
but
film.
yeah, but the
S-
only thing working for Shaitan, which is the reason why it is making so much money, is because Bosch is not available anywhere in OTT or in any sort of any streaming service. Bosch isn't available. Okay, so
Vash.
in
that is
Gujarat.
Vash
yeah,
is
Bosch isn't available.
the. It's not
Gujarati.
available.
Hmm.
Okay.
It's not
Artificial
available.
Uh,
PA.
I am keeping up. I am keeping up. What do you want me to do?
अरे वो छोड़ो availability story बता दो.
so
No, no.
basically, it's about this family. You want to go? Amartya? You wrote a review.
Right,
You can
right.
tell. Okay.
Yeah, okay. This is my moment. I'm going to finally give my unfiltered review without being edited for. So basically it's a story. मतलब क्या बोले, पहली बात तो the movie
Sir,
begins with a
sidetrack
family.
मत हो जाओ.
पहली बात तो the movie begins with a family. वो इतना हैप्पी मेमोरीज है हमें कि क्या हो रहा है, ये क्या हॉलमार्क मूवी है, क्या हो रहा है. So
Yeah.
yeah
Uh,
yeah for the family basically is Ajay Devgan as Ajay Devgan's wife Jyotika will be criminally vested in this. The daughter, who is played by the same actress who plays this same role in
Janki
Bosch.
Bodiwala, I think.
Janki
Yeah,
Bodiwala.
Janki
Yes.
Bodiwala, she plays the same role in Bosch.
And
She
that
was
annoying little twat
Who is
called
named
Dhruv.
in this movie
who's
as
called Dhruv. Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. He's annoying because he talks with his father like they are friends. He calls his father by his name.
Name.
Yes. He
Dhruv,
calls
It's
have you
his
the
heard
father
sort
by
of
of,
his
that?
name.
Is it
no,
a
it's the
Dhruv?
Hilarious.
Are you crazy? I'm glad there's a more annoying version of Dhruv somewhere at least.
Also,
Even though it
Show
might be
this to your
upsetting.
dad and be
hilariously,
like, aren't you glad this
hilariously,
is
there is a section in this movie in which Dhruv in the movie is editing a software. Okay, is editing a video. That thing is so specific. You immediately know that is going to come back. Towards the end
Yes.
of the movie.
Yes,
That
yes.
thing
You're
is
like
so
it's.
specific.
you
Anyways, you
watch it
complete the
with your
story.
parents. No, एक second. You watch
Hmm.
Shaitaan with your parents, so when they realize
With
that this
my
kid is
dad,
called,
yeah.
oh, just with your dad. Your
Yeah.
mom
Yeah.
didn't want to come.
She
Okay,
wasn't there. Yeah, yeah.
Mom,
so when,
mom has taste. Mom
Yes,
has
so
taste.
basically.
so when your dad realized this kid in the movie is called Dhruv, did he turn around and look at you?
No, he would have, but we had like the seating was in such a way that my mamu was sitting next to me, so it was like I was
No, but also the thing is,
spared
yeah.
the
So
the stain.
while they're on this family trip, they stop at the dhaba, and while they are having lunch and everything, they come across this guy who is named Vanraj, because obviously, so
Mhm.
Vanraj
Hum
played
dil
by
de
our
chuke sanam reference.
No,
yes,
maybe Anurag
yes.
Kashyap reference. Who knows?
नहीं नहीं हम दिल दे
His
let's go
name
with
is
that क्योंकि
Vanraj Kashyap, so I'm
His
just
name
asking. Hmm.
सर हम दिल दे में अजय देवगन
Hum
था
dil de mein
हम दिल
Ajay
दे में
Acha,
Devgan's name
okay,
is
okay,
Vanraj.
हाँ हाँ हम दिल दे
okay,
And
में
Hum
okay,
अजय
dil de ka
देवगन
music composer is also Vanraj Bhatia. I think.
okay.
yes
Anyways, complete
maybe
the
he's
story,
working
Amartya.
maybe he's
Yes.
working out his हम दिल दे का trauma अजय देवगन who
Story,
knows
story, 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 story.
no in one
Continue.
no so Vanraj played by R Madhavan this guy, strikes up a friendship with Ajay Devgan, and because dudes are dudes, they don't understand jack shit about strangers or anything else. So he invites them to his table. They sit,
Yeah.
and because Indian parents are so dumb fucks, okay, they don't notice that this girl is being fed a sweet by a stranger, and this sweet apparently has a hypnosis ka kuch bhi. Okay,
I'm sorry, but
and
Laddu.
what
the
a
woman,
bloody idiot child, dude. She's a grown up in the poster at least.
yeah.
नहीं बट उसको एक लड्डू भूख लग रही होगी खा लिया उसने लड्डू
अरे
ढाबे पे भूख
पहले
लग रही
पहले
है.
ही तो बोला अरे पहले ही तो बोला इन द मूवी आई डोंट लाइक ईटिंग व्हेन आई एम ट्रैवलिंग तो भूख कहाँ लगती है
अच्छा ठीक है
पेरेंट्स
एनीवेज बोलो
पेरेंट्स भी डम फक है पेरेंट्स भी डम फक है छोड़ो they eat they she's giving the sweet and she eats the sweet
हम्म
after eating the sweet she suddenly starts listening to every command that Vanraj gives her because
यस
that sweet is that is the thing that forces her to be hypnotized basically that is the intention. So once they return from the trip, leaving Vanraj to go wherever the fuck all in his merry way,
yeah
they
and all this time the Janki Bodiwala character is acting all like strange
acting
yeah
weirdly. She's being told to eat an entire packet of biscuits,
हाँ
and I'm like, how is that horror? I'm like, how is that horror? You're hungry.
Maybe she was
You
eating
can eat a packet
Oreos.
of
no
biscuits.
no
It
पार्ले जी
wasn't.
खा रही है
It Parle ji kha raha tha.
Hey, no Parle Ji hate, okay?
अरे exactly my reaction also. How is that horror? Parle ji to kha raha hai. How
Greatest
is that
biscuit in
horror?
the world.
अरे it's to
Greatest.
Yes.
establish that he has control over her यार आगे बोलो हाँ
Uh,
कि रिच
so
बच्चे से सस्ता बिस्किट खिलवाया.
yes,
no
exactly.
Sanika he already tested
Anika,
as
no,
on
no,
the
sir.
table
He was on the table. He was testing it out. Now he's not testing it out. Now he's just
hmm.
cruelty. Now he's just basically trying to push you. Wash also had kind of a similar thing. Wash is basically a low rent version of Michael Haneke's Funny Games. Okay, this is not that. Let
Hmm.
me make it very clear. This is not that.
Dhruv is about to have a
Okay.
heart attack, okay?
Yeah.
What?
So
Sorry, reading comments. I'm looking at
He
whatever.
said
हाँ
Michael
बोलो.
Haneke.
No, no, I get the
this is the
reference, which
low end
is
version of my
it's
yeah the low
unfunny
end version of
games. That's
Unfunny Games
the
basically.
yeah
Yeah.
yeah
So they come back to the house because this is a farmhouse, which basically shows you how rich Ajay Devgan character is apparently.
hmm.
So they come to the farmhouse and they start having fun, whatever the flying fuck people do for fun there, and then suddenly this guy comes. This guy suddenly comes to the house and gives a very legitimate excuse. I will give him credit. That excuse is quite legitimate. कि
yeah.
phone में charge नहीं है. I need to charge my phone. देखो
And
भाई हमारा भी ऐसा होता है
Ajay
चार्ज
Devgan
करने
like
के लिए
the
हमें
gentleman he was basically like
Hmm.
आपको like एक उधार मेरा आप पे हुआ है or something like that. Like क्योंकि he helped him
Yeah,
na
What did he
Vanraj
there.
help
comes.
there?
Yeah,
What did he
Vanraj
help him?
comes. Madhavan's character
Madhavan at the
basically.
anyway. Sorry, Amartya. Can you just cut this
Yeah.
short and basically go? It's a home invasion movie where a
He
family
didn't
gets
begin as one. That is my whole point. He didn't
okay.
begin as one.
Hmm.
He enters as a person who genuinely needs help, and then because he had already put the hypnotism twist in her head, now he starts hypnotizing her.
Yes, Anika.
basically getting
Madhavan hypnotizes the daughter when these
Hmm.
guys are going to this their villa or whatever it is,
Can
in
I
a
just say
secluded
it would have
villa,
been a
Farmhouse.
funnier movie if
Farmhouse.
Madhavan was trying to hypnotize Ajay
farmhouse.
Devgan, because
Hmm.
Ajay Devgan की आंखें ही बंद हैं, क्या hypnotize?
Exactly. That's so. See, so the setup is essentially this only, that this amazingly happy family, like इससे better family आज तक हुई नहीं है कभी life में.
हाँ, ऐसा
वो
दिखा
लोग
रहा है, ऐसा दिखा
हाँ
रहा है कि हाँ, बोलो जुबान केसरी, बोलो इंडियन
बोलो
फैमिली.
हाँ नहीं नहीं, so it's basically like the first half is a series of like sadism essentially, or done like sadistic acts committed by, which are
So yeah,
strange.
so the basically the
Hmm.
entire second act of the movie is basically them stuck in the house, and Madhavan's Vanraj is escalating each and every bit by hypnotizing the daughter to do
Yeah.
random as things so
Yeah,
that he
and his ultimate goal is essentially to take her with him, like quote unquote, marry her essentially,
Hmm.
and keep her in a
marry नहीं,
dungeon
yeah, marry भी
essentially.
नहीं. His
जो भी
entire
उसका
aim
मतलब
is
है हाँ.
his entire aim is basically to attain
That's hilarious.
क्या चल रहा है इस पिक्चर में?
every time every his entire aim is basically
अरे
to
वो ब्लैक
first
मैजिशियन
of
है
all
यार,
to
साने का भाई.
हाँ, ब्लैक मैजिशियन है वो, तांत्रिक है, उसको बस वो
हाँ,
evil है, evil शैतान.
that's what I was going to say कि black magic, and apparently black magic has rules कि you need to ask for permission from the parents to take the daughter. Okay, now the
हाँ,
thing
plot.
ये ब्लैक
Plot.
मैजिक
This is
है
the
या
plot.
अरेंज्ड मैरिज है क्या ये?
Arrange marriage है.
if this was a good movie, this would have been a great commentary for arranged marriage. But
Yes.
let's not go there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now the thing is, this movie ka end ki entire point of Madhavan's character is he wants to undergo apotheosis. What apotheosis basically means, he wants to attain godhood. You know, in the eviler sense, he wants to attain
Mhm.
devilhood. So for that, he wants to sacrifice these girls.
This,
Okay.
not this girl, these girls, और
These
आज की
girls,
रात
हाँ.
ही,
These girls
आज की रात ही,
करना है.
आज,
आज
and
की
they
रात ही
actually
करना
use
है.
आज की रात. They
They
use
should have
आज की
used
रात.
आज की
I
रात,
was
yeah.
surprised. Yeah.
They want to
कॉलेज
sacrifice
स्टूडेंट,
these
रात को
girls.
लास्ट डे पर वो असाइनमेंट पूरा करना अपना.
I think
नहीं,
this
नहीं,
is
नहीं.
opposite enough horror for me.
No. See, here's the thing. See, here's the thing. Apparently, he has been doing this for a couple of months now. This entire thing. This is like a
Yeah.
serial kidnapping thingy. And
Yeah.
Ajay Devgan's
यूपीएससी
family is
लिख
the
रहा है क्या
final.
5 दिन पे?
I think so. And Ajay Devgan's
I
family is
watched
the
it,
final.
Sanika, but I don't remember it anymore. But you
इन
can,
लोगों ने
yeah,
फूंक
you can
के ये
link
picture
Fook
बनाया.
also here.
Yeah, because
हाँ.
basically it fooked out of everybody's head. But जो भी हो, the thing
आई
about
जोक
it
वाज
is
बेटर. इन लोगों ने फूंक के ये पिक्चर बनाया.
अरे ठीक है सर, बोलो बोलो, खत्म करो इस पिक्चर को. इतनी लंबी जा रही है जितनी पिक्चर लंबी थी.
नहीं पिक्चर उतनी लंबी नहीं. अरे कुछ तो एक्सप्लेन करना पड़ेगा. So
ठीक है.
thing about it is the Vanraj's plan is to sacrifice these girls so that he can attain devilhood or whatever the flying fuck he wants to do. And Ajay Devgan, because he's playing the nth version of Vijay Salgaonkar, this is like the 278th permutation of his
नहीं सर, वो
character.
बाप है.
Yes, basically.
हाँ,
Yeah, this is the
बाप है तो
200
सब कुछ जायज है essentially. हाँ.
This is the 278th version of Vijay Salgaonkar at this point. He's basically playing that character at this point. So he is now going to save her. He's going to do whatever he can. Even his
he's
technological
not going to
savviness.
save just her.
He's not going to save just her. He's going to save all the women. He's
Yes.
going to save all the women.
मतलब वो भगवान, not शैतान essentially.
वो भगवान है.
हाँ हाँ.
ठीक है. This is the
Shiva है.
basic story. Now
This is just
go
a-
off. Shiva है.
Yeah.
वही ऐड कर
This is
देते
the
यार.
basic story. Now go off. We have lots to talk about. We have
No, I
lots
mean,
to
see,
talk.
I've, so there's the main problem, and I will flag this up because it's a bigger, like, it's consistently a
Main
problem for
problem?
me.
There are
Like,
lots
this
of
is the main
problems.
problem I had because it sort of, basically, it killed off any scope for this film to be a black comedy or whatever disturbing and emotional.
Yeah,
It's a black
it's a
comedy.
It's a horror movie. It's not supposed.
No, it's juggling black comedy, horror, whatever. Like and it's nothing actually, you know.
Ajay Devgan
So
does black comedy. No, he will stop eating vodka.
He's not doing the black comedy though, no.
Suraj
No,
West
no.
से नीचे first it's
Madhavan has that streak to him. His performativity sort of has that streak to it.
Madhavan's
Anyways,
performativity is basically overcompensating Devgan's lack of
Devgan's,
performance.
yeah.
Yeah.
But no, my big problem with this, and it's been a big problem with a lot of Hindi movies, and I'm at that point where I'm just like, maybe it's just my issue and my pet peeve, so I'm just not going to like say anything about this aspect of the
Background
film.
score. Background score.
Background score in this film is useless. Okay, firstly, it's a bad background score, and secondly, it's played. बैकग्राउंड स्कोर उसने नहीं दिया, उसने गाना ही 2 हैं, इसमें 3 है, सॉरी. एंड एक्चुअली द ओपनिंग क्रेडिट्स आर प्रीटी नीट, इफ एनीथिंग.
Yeah, the opening credits are neat. It felt like watching a Netflix ka horror show basically. So that
हाँ, like it was whatever. Like I was like कि this is पूरी पिक्चर में probably यही सबसे नीट चीज होगी, which it was. But no, but I think so a lot of times I've sort of gone that it's my pet peeve, but now we've reached, I think, a point, especially with this film, where it's again we go to base competency. It's a basic principle. If you use the score in every single scene, it will have no effect.
It completely destroys the impact. Huh?
No, it also destroys the impact in which the score might actually have an effect. It's like अगर इतना भर दोगे स्कोर तो कैसे कोई सुन सकता है, लाइक कैसे कोई भी इफेक्ट हो सकता है.
There is a scene in this movie in which the police arrives. Okay, the police enters the house and they are pretending, this family is pretending that Madhavan is a guest and they have to pretend that nothing is actually happening. So now a phone rings and Jyotika's character has to go in the kitchen to bring the phone. And at this point, the young girl who is hypnotized is being instructed by Madhavan that if Jyotika tries to signal the police officers anything, that young girl who is actually sitting atop a gas cylinder, this is a very horrifying
gas cylinder, yes,
she's sitting atop a gas cylinder, open gas cylinder, the gas is coming out and she has lit a match and she's sitting there. Anytime
hold on.
Yes.
Open gas and the match is already lit.
Yes.
She's threatening to lit. She's threatening to light.
threatening to lit. Right.
I was like, if it's already lit, तब तो उड़ जाना चाहिए ना सब.
हाँ, she's threatening
उड़
to
जाना
light
चाहिए था सर सबको. हाँ.
उड़ जाना सबको चाहिए था, जो भी हो. She's threatening to light it, and that moment is great horror if done right, and even the editing somewhat is working in that.
I was envisioning that scene in which you first get to know that she's already sitting, and then we see everything, because already that's a Hitchcock bomb theory essentially.
That's
you're waiting for it to, and that's basic sort of suspense building principle. But fine, whatever they did in terms of editing also is not bad.
It's not bad. It's working. But कर क्या रहे हो भाई, वो ऐसा म्यूजिक डाल रहे हैं इस मूवी में.
You've just put a music thing about it, and I was like, what? You've blunted everything that could have been impactful in that sequence.
She enters the kitchen. There is a dun dun dun. She goes out of the kitchen. There is a dun dun dun. I'm like, ये क्या ओपेरा चल रहा है? वो क्या है?
नहीं सर, ओपेरा को गाली मत दो ऐसे. नहीं, but I think
Dario Argento का ओपेरा नहीं. I'm talking about actual opera.
No, but see, I think second half, I think is the big issue, because I think first half में फिर भी once the initial thing starts, you get, I thought Jyotika actually was pretty good in whatever she was given.
See, when the film actually focuses on the women trying to go up against Madhavan, that is the point in which the movie actually somewhat gets interesting.
But Ajay Devgan साड़ी में ठीक नहीं लगेगा ना.
No, Srijit Mukherjee doesn't even have competence to do basic editing. So don't compare it with Srijit Mukherjee. The thing about this is there is a scene in which is very harrowing. Madhavan's character basically instructs Janki Bodhiwala's character to dance. Continue dancing.
But I thought that was also diluted by some of the filmmaking. But anyways, I get what you mean.
Yeah, it is diluted. I'm saying that scene is harrowing because
that should be.
That should be very harrowing, and quote unquote in the screenplay it is that she's dancing, she's tired, she has already wet herself, and Jyotika's character comes down because she can't bear to look at it anymore, and that moment when Jyotika's character confronts Madhavan's character, that is great. That is actually great. And those are the moments in which I was like, there is a movie in here somewhere which is interesting.
There is. I think it's just, see, it's if you show like acts of sadism being committed against a family, and the family is happy-go-lucky or whatever it is, you are bound to feel something if it is escalating Like the sadism
I
is
mean, it
escalating in a
depends
way,
a bit
right?
on
So
the family. If somebody did this to
no, no,
one of
they
these
are
Barjatia
they
type
are
families, I would be like, हाँ सबके गले काट दो मजा आएगा.
no, no, they again Jyotika and even like I'm not a fan of that quirky father son whatever bond they have. I was just
Also
like,
the
just
poor
shut
kid,
up.
also Dhruv in
Uh,
this movie,
You
also
sound
Dhruv
yeah.
exactly
in
like
this
Rahul
movie.
Desai.
Yeah. Also Dhruv in this movie. Okay. The Dhruv
Movie ka
character.
Dhruv.
Poor kid. Poor kid has gone through so much. Poor kid is thrown from
should should be
basically
dead.
terrace. Thrown from a
Yes.
terrace. Okay, pushed out. I am like, this kid should be dead. At worst,
No,
this
but
kid should be dead.
that
At best,
shows the
this kid should
lack
be
of
in a coma. At best, this kid should be in a coma. ठीक
yeah.
है. The kid is
Yeah.
still alive.
Hmm.
I'm like, कर क्या रहे हो तुम लोग?
No, no,
पागल हो
that's the
क्या?
sort of that's the if you're going to actually make some of this like really at least nasty on some level, you have to kill off someone. You
The
can't have
stakes,
all of them live.
courage का है. इसमें.
नहीं,
You
but
need
see,
courage.
तो फिर है क्या
Courage
पिक्चर
नहीं
में?
है ना, because
I'll tell you. I'll give you this.
the
I'll
original
give you
movie is
this.
darker. The original movie is darker. The
Carl,
original movie
you
again
guys
is very
remember
dark.
Carl, right? You
Yeah.
guys
Yes.
remember Carl?
Somewhat.
Vishal Punjabi's
I remember
character
the song.
dies. Vishal
Yes,
Malhotra's
सर कट
character
जाता है ना?
and
हाँ.
Isha Deol dies in the movie.
Yes.
Yes.
Right, that is stakes. It's a terrible
Yeah.
film. That's different.
No, no, it's
she
but yeah,
died.
it has stakes. Yeah. Yeah. I
This
mean,
movie-
even
this-
That movie
This
also has
movie
Ajay
तो-
Devgan.
Yeah.
भूत बन
this
के
movie तो-
आराम से जो रेस्ट कर रहा है वहां पे.
Yeah,
That's
this
actually his
movie
type
तो-
of role.
This
Yeah,
movie
masala
तो, the
role,
problem
like,
the problem with
बोलो
this
बोलो
movie
हाँ.
is that this movie is adapted from a much darker, much
But
nastier
I heard
movie.
that नहीं है darker. मैंने बोला
No, it's-
I mentioned it to
भाई
someone and they
क्या
were like
कर
same ending है.
भाई क्या एंडिंग सेम नहीं है. एंडिंग सेम मतलब वो बेसमेंट में जाके देख रहा है कि वनराज इज ट्रैप्ड देयर. वो एंडिंग सेम है. बेसिक
नहीं
एंडिंग
तो who dies in the who dies
एवरीबॉडी.
in
देवगन्स एंटायर फैमिली डाइज इन द ओरिजिनल.
oh
कोई
like
बचता
Jyotika
नहीं है.
and अच्छा all of
Jyotika
them.
and the son dies. Jyotika and the son dies, and the young girl isn't brought out of the hypnotism. The young girl is still
Okay.
hypnotized.
Yeah, like again, there's something in that, right? It's like, यहाँ तो it's like कोई कुछ भी नहीं है. Like it's just like they and just we can get to the third act when it just shows how they've actually managed, how Devgan managed to be the quote unquote hero and solve this issue. I was just like, क्या समझ के रखा हुआ है ऑडियंस को यार आप लोगों ने?
Savior complex है ना. I think there was some human trafficking.
कुछ ज्यादा ही
अरे,
सेवियर कॉम्प्लेक्स है. कुछ
सेवियर
ज्यादा ही
कॉम्प्लेक्स तो
savior
ठीक
complex
है, बट लाइक ही कम्स डाउन फॉलिंग फ्रॉम द रूफटॉप टू गेट अ फोन पे रिकॉर्डिंग कैसे होती है. लाइक वो बेड कब टाइम मिलता है उसको वहां पे रिकॉर्डिंग को करने का व्हाटएवर. लाइक आई वाज जस्ट लाइक
एक सेकंड वी आर पॉडकास्टर्स. ठीक है, वी नो हाउ हार्ड इट इज टू डू एडिटिंग. यू मीन टू से दैट मदरफकर, ठीक है, he sat down, he edited an audio clip out, he saved it, put it inside a dictaphone, and then he
Yeah.
takes the dictaphone to that entire sequence in the mandir, and then he uses the dictaphone. Are you shitting me?
Sir, technology
and
is the
all-
only
all-
way out of the both problem.
and
In a
all the
Hollywood horror
while
movie, the dictaphone would have stopped working.
नहीं all the
Yes.
while उसके हाथ में चाकू घुसा हुआ है और वो साइकिल चलाते हुए जा रहा है.
आपने चाकू घुसा हुआ है. चाकू is coming out of here. It's jutted.
Just like, what have you done?
The great thing is Dhruv is doing cycle like this as if he's churning ice cream in one of the roads.
Yes.
सर वो भी ऐसे ही कर रहा था, ठीक है, उस
Also,
पिक्चर में.
also by the way, while Devgan is cycling through the forest, which I'm like, first of all, why are you cycling through the forest? But jo bhi ho, while Devgan is cycling through the forest, he's attacked by 4 transgenders, and I'm like, why? Because that sequence has no bearing in the movie. I'm like, why? क्यों कर रहा
Yeah,
है?
why not just have him attacked by like 4 of Madhavan's clones or something like that?
No, clones.
Yeah.
You're going to
black
good
magic है, clones ही कर दो.
Yes, Chris, I think that
Yes,
it's true.
Chris.
Yes.
Yes, Chris, yeah. अरे black
Yeah.
magic है, clones ही कर दो.
I think that is the problem, right? If you're doing the black magic thing, I mean, it's a miracle nobody's either Bengali or Kannadiga in this film because those are the tropes that Bollywood loves to lean into. कि ये लोग black magic ही करते रहते हैं पूरा.
I think, see, I would.
Amartya wasn't sleeping before he came on the podcast. He just finished drugging 2 children on the road.
Thank you. It's not as if my reputation is down the toilet. At this point, it's like, yeah.
Black
नहीं,
magic
but see,
कर रहा है.
but I'm like, at this point, if you're going to make a black magic horror film, leave out the explanation even. Keep it mysterious. Keep it like, you
वो क्या
don't
होता
know
है?
अरे explanation भी तो बकवास है. In the middle of in the
मेरी तो
before.
मेरे यहाँ
Yeah.
तो मेरे सिनेमा में काट दिए थे हाँ थोड़े लाइक एक्सप्लेनेशन वाले सीन्स आई थिंक आई वाज लाइक बच गया मैं बट
After the interval, Madhavan's character burnt down the money. I was like, क्या कर रहा है तू? कैसे दे रहा
he
है इतना पैसा लेके जा?
I think I thought it was to do with that he had was it transgender people who were attacking him or was it just the woman who he had made into zombies or whatever hypnotized them?
Listen, I don't know. It looked like transgender people only.
It
I
did
wouldn't
look,
know.
but you couldn't
I
see their
wouldn't know.
faces. Basically, it's like
You couldn't
a
see their faces. You couldn't see their
yeah.
faces. Can you see their faces? They didn't look like
It
anything.
felt like they were like hypnotized zombies. I was like, is that what you're going for here?
Also
But
by
I don't really.
transgender people, I mean Bollywood's version of transgender people. ठीक है, it's
Hmm.
not
I mean,
actual
what is the
transgender
last? What is the last Hindi
Yeah.
mainstream movie that used quote unquote being the thing, right? Because they are
Hmm.
only
Madgaon
transgender
Express?
people can only be a trope. I don't know. I think Agnipas did it very well, where they are all friends with Vijay
Sarak
Chauhan, and
too.
they come when Rauf Lala is about to
Hmm.
is about to sell his sister. They
Hmm.
all come in that horde and they attack Lala and his men.
Okay.
Right?
Sarak
That
Welcome to
scene
Sajjanpur is
so
the
good.
one I was remembering, but I don't know.
I was remembering Sarak too, but chalo.
उसमें
Amazing.
कौन है? सदाशिव अमरापुरकर.
Yeah.
That's Bollywood's idea of transgender.
Yeah,
No, but
exactly. That's
I
the point.
think
It
I think
definitely
there's
fits.
lots like more
And
than
also Chris Patrick, I'm bringing out transgender people because while watching the movie, I couldn't take it out of my head. Okay, this is directed by Vikas Bahl,
yes,
a
yeah.
person who has been accused of sexual impropriety.
It's not
of
written by him, to be
variety.
honest. It's by Amil Kian Khan. I'm just going to mention the name
Who
because
started his
Listen,
career
Amil
working as a writer for Runway 39.
Listen, Amil Kian Khan. Listen, Amil Kian Khan is the guy who Ajay Devgan hires to basically change, modify, remake the scripts to
Okay.
make it more palatable
I
for
checked.
the Devgan audiences.
Vash ka distribution rights are owned by Panorama Studios. Panorama are one of the co-producers on Shaitaan. So that's the whole logic. Of it.
Shaitaan will
Not
be
releasing it on
arriving to
platform.
you on Netflix, which when I saw the available on net, like coming soon on Netflix thing, I was like,
मैं हॉल क्यों आया?
नहीं मुझे पता है मैं हॉल क्यों आया, बट किसकी
मैं
वजह
That's
से
the
आया.
thing I had
कैसे?
in my head. मैं hall क्यों आया? मैं hall क्यों आया?
You were trapped
Anyways.
in that hall like those people were trapped in the mandir.
No, but see, I'm a big fan
I
of
was
this
trapped in
type
the
of
hall.
movie.
I was trapped in the hall like people were trapped in a cinema hall in Satya and Trial by Fire. I know, very bad joke, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But no,
Our
but my
tragedy coming up.
my I think issue with like I don't want to say that I messaged it like just as a joke, I suppose, on the chat that at this point I'm just wishing Indian filmmakers ape European filmmakers ka filmmaking style in horror sometimes, because I'm just like at least kuch to aayega, and I don't mean that because
Bhai, you are expecting Indian filmmakers to actually watch other movies.
I mean they
this
are
is an industry
Vash
that's
is
famous for like I don't
yeah.
watch Hindi cinema. I don't watch any other.
They are proud
They
of
watch
the fact that
Hollywood,
they haven't
that's all.
watched any other
तो
movies.
हॉलीवुड ही
They only
देख
watch
लो
Indian
और क्या.
movies.
अरे but Hollywood में भी उनका favorite director कौन होगा? Michael Bay. They don't have a capacity beyond that.
He can't make a horror film, but
If Michael Bay is their favorite director, why are the action sequences so bad?
Because
I mean,
you
they're
need
stupid
to
in this.
you need actors
Yes.
who can move. You can't have geriatrics like Devgan and Madhavan doing it.
माधवन तो ठीक है, मूवमेंट उसको नहीं करनी ज्यादा, सिर्फ नाच रहा है एक सीन में वो.
वो भी
हाँ.
मतलब नाच नहीं रहा है. He's basically shaking his hips like Shakira hips don't lie. वो कुछ नहीं कर रहा है.
नहीं हाँ, बट द मोर एक्शन हीरो पार्ट इज ऑफ अजय देवगन, चाकू हाथ में घुसा के चलाते हुए
That
साइकिल
That is
में
also
चला.
there in Shivai. That also happens to him in Shivai, dude.
निप्ट से वो कॉपी पेस्ट किया होगा. नो बट आई थिंक माई लाइक आई एम फर्स्टली आई गेस आई एम मोर डिप्रेस्ड दैट दिस फिल्म हैज डन दिस वेल more than anything else.
167 crores worldwide.
Yeah, I'm just like, this is just not like, this is not baseline competent filmmaking. I think this is bad filmmaking.
No, but here's
He's not
the
a
thing.
competent
I think
human
you-
being also.
Yeah, I
वो
don't
भी
think
है.
I don't think here कि
Hmm.
the problem here is कि there is no good horror movies made by Bollywood or
Yeah.
made by other industries somewhat. Whichever
Hmm.
industries are making good,
Hmm.
visceral horror movies,
I
those
mean,
horror movies
we
are
watch.
only coming to those horror movies are
We.
only coming to OTT. Let me get to my point.
Yes. Yes.
My
Hmm.
point is that theatrical releases, especially for big releases of Bollywood, they are
Hmm.
making horror movies, and horror stories are very popular, whether we like it or not. Horror stories
Yeah.
are very popular. Like half of these radio channels, like Radio Mirchi ka to Bengali Sunday Suspense is filled with horror stories.
अरे
ठीक
but
है? And it's like
Demand
horror का
है
because
issue
sir.
is horror का issue is
demand
that it
बहुत
can't
है.
be a vanity vehicle. No, horror में
हाँ.
horror has to be the hero of the film. It cannot
Hmm.
be Ajay Devgan.
Hmm.
सर
That
किसको
that
कह रहे हो?
scare. No, but the thing is, see, if the idea is to make, and I don't believe Ajay Devgan's idea is to
That's
go
a
out there
good
and just
question, Swapnil. Hmm.
uh,
You-
Um,
Brahma
Makadi.
the
Yogam.
book
I mean,
are
I'm
made
not
by
the biggest fan, but you
RGB,
can.
RGB has made Corn.
Gone.
RGB
Rat,
has made Corn.
Hmm.
RGB has made
rat,
what is the name of that other movie? Booth, na?
rat.
Booth. Rat.
Raat.
Booth
Raat.
is a shit film. Okay, I'm
Bhoot
No,
is
no, not
also.
Booth. I'm asking Booth ya Rat. That's what I was confused.
Makadi is there.
Makdi,
Makadi.
Like
Vishal Bhardwaj's
Bharadwaj.
Makdi. I would say
Yeah.
Dibakar Banerjee shot in Ghost Stories, the only
Divakar
thing
Banerjee
worth watching.
shot in Ghost Stories is splendid.
Uh,
Recent ones कुछ
Yeah.
नहीं.
Million
Recent ones,
Dollars, the house
वही
next
ना,
door.
Tumbad and Brahma Yugam. That's
Tumbad
it.
and Brahma
I
Yugam.
would argue, I would make a case for the house next door. It's a trilingual Tamil,
Okay.
Telugu, Hindi.
Also,
Oh, Phobia.
Malayalam recently has made Romancham, which apparently is good. Who knows?
Booth
Phobia.
Police.
Phobia, short film. Yeah.
Yeah.
Booth
Yeah,
Police.
so-
That was hilarious.
Booth.
Yeah, but horror का तो
So
बहुत
bad.
issue है. I just don't think, I don't know what it is. Like the loudness maybe of what you want is maybe too loud at a consistent level to
think-
have that horror ka tension to be built
In
also. Who
horror,
knows?
sound really needs to be curated.
Yeah.
Sound matters. Sound design
Sound
matters.
matters in general.
Let me be very specific.
Hmm.
Sound design matters.
Yeah, not
This movie
amplification.
has fuck all. This movie has fuck
Shaitaan
all.
में you can't firstly you can't hear some of the people speaking, like उनकी voice drowns out because of the music. Sometimes
Yeah.
you and वो Ajay Devgan probably was thankful for that. And you
हाँ,
can't
उसने सीन में भी बोल दिया होगा विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी सर क्या लाइन नहीं है सर आपकी
नहीं but see a lot of times horror का the most effective horror sometimes is generated because of the silence. No, it's because of cutlery ka sound. It sometimes what drops at one point and you have stillness,
Yeah.
like, and you get a sudden bang off that cutlery drop coming or whatever falls down like that, and there's like
You
none
guys
of the
remember that
tension
scene,
being
right?
built.
In Shining where Nicholson starts to climb the staircase,
Yes.
Yes.
right?
And
That is
oh,
such
you
a
brought
good
up The
setup.
Shining. Oh,
I don't like
I
the
will.
film, but
No, you
That
don't like
Shining
it.
reference in Shaitaan. Shining
Yes,
references in
dude,
Shaitaan.
there
I'm
was
like,
Shining
what the
references.
hell?
I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
what
mean,
is with you guys? Stop it with that reference.
Shining reference in Shaitaan is the door breaking ka scene. In which
What?
Johnny
Arey,
Depp
hello
and
Johnny.
Hello Johnny.
Oh, Johnny's here.
Here's
Sorry,
Johnny.
no, Johnny's here.
Yeah.
Here's Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ये क्या देख रहा हूँ मैं? ये
No, it's not
हालत
even
हो गया
done
मेरे
well
life
as a
का.
reference. It's
Yeah,
just
Who
I'm
like
does
like,
it?
ये
Who does it?
Janki
वही
Bobby वाला
Janvi
song.
Bol, who's actually very good, huh?
She's
Her
great.
performance is very good.
She's
How is
great.
Dhruv in the film? The actor.
Annoying. No, I mean, see, the character is annoying. The
So he
actor.
did his role.
Personally.
So he did his role well because the character
No,
is.
no, हाँ, उसका जो भी उस एक्टर की गलती नहीं है, उसको जो बोला है करने के लिए
Also,
उसने कर लिया. ठीक.
also that poor kid goes through a lot. That kid shouldn't be alive while after the movie ends.
हाँ
After
सर,
the
हम भी
movie
मर ही
ends.
गए थे ऑलमोस्ट खत्म होने के
Yeah,
बाद.
But
तो
I
ठीक
mean,
है.
think about it, right? Which horror movie in India ever actually has a biting conclusion? In Hindi only, like
Phobia is the one I remember. I don't remember any
conclusion,
other
right?
one.
Because I'm thinking I
Tumbar
recently watched
somewhat.
Tumbad.
Tumbar
हाँ,
some-
father चला जाता है उसमें.
हाँ.
हाँ.
भूत में nothing happens. Fardeen Khan dies, but that we've been waiting. लेके मरेगा मजा आएगा.
Yes, that is true.
Right. I mean, he's a rapist. Coincidentally.
Yes.
Okay.
Gone
Ajay
somewhat,
Devgan's
but
there
that
in
is
that
like
movie
30
also. What the hell? Ajay Devgan's in a lot of horror movies.
हाँ, Ram Gopal Verma ki, he was in a slate of his movies also, I think.
Company and this and
No, and Run or Run, whatever
he's
you
not
say.
in
Run.
Run. Ajay Devgan's not in Run.
He's not in Run?
No,
Okay.
Ran mein is the Kannada actor. What is the name of the Kannada
Sudeep.
actor?
They
Yeah,
look the
Sudeep.
same.
Kicha Sudeep, yeah.
ठीक है
They got
आरजीवी
into an
हम
argument also.
लोग हाँ संजीव वो भी नहीं है यहाँ पे संजीव तो भी आरजीवी मेंशन हो रहा
Sanjeev है
है
sir. Bhagwan is right
अच्छा
here.
लापता है
भगवान
सर
है, भगवान लापता है. Which is basically what
मतलब
happens to Shaitaan also. भगवान लापता था.
this is a PK gag for you Rajkumar Hirani haters yeah
Iranian fans assemble.
Iranian
yes
movies. Best Hindi or RGB kiya. Why? Because it exists.
probably
I mean, there's this
uh,
natural horror film I keep recommending to a lot of people. The filmmaker Ashwin Kumar is now famous for his many serious subject films, but he did this great movie with Nandita Das, Ankur, what's his name? I forgot. And Javed Jafri. It's called The Forest. It is so incompetent. My God,
okay
it is the best thing in the world.
Oh,
no
and
but see
also,
this is no but the problem with Shaitan is
Dude,
it's
The
not
Haunted Ship. How did he forget that movie?
oh that's so bad वो भी धर्माटिक की है
in
ना
which Vicky Kaushal is
No,
thinking
Dharma
that he's still in
Productions.
Uri ka set.
Okay.
Vicky Kaushal is still thinking he's in Uri ka set. Yes.
नहीं सर रण रण बोल रहा था रण नहीं बोल रहा था I think any other thoughts on Shaitan Amartya?
No, we had like
And-
this. We had this closing thought that we had already thought through before. We wanted to just quickly go over the fact that Bollywood is making and getting away with making too many shitty films too quickly, one after the other.
I'm
It's just pretty-
I'm
No,
honestly
no, closing thoughts. Closing thoughts on Shaitan is basically ki another shitty remake of a more or less
Yeah.
mediocre
movie
regional horror
original.
movie. More of a mediocre
Sir, it is
horror
soon to be
movie
the
which
national
had,
language. Don't call Gujarati regional anymore.
which had more bite. Which had more bite. Which I can't say for Gujarati cuisine, but which had more bite than most
Nice,
horror movies.
nice, good shots fired.
Thank you. सिर्फ बंगाली पे शॉट्स क्यों मारेंगे?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, but I think I mean I'm just depressed that this movie is doing this well and Merry Christmas did whatever business it did. Like it's just
mean-
baffling to me. No, but the pissing off thing is the baseline competence of filmmaking more than anything else. Honestly, I'm just like थोड़ा
Sir,
like अगर
audience,
कोई
sir, I'm going to be the a-hole here because it's as if I haven't been the a-hole this entire live stream.
बोलो
I'm
बोलो
going to be the a-hole here. Audience का भी दोष है. Audience
Of course.
बुद्धे है. Audience को कुछ समझ में नहीं आता है कि competent film क्या होता है. ठीक है, seriously.
Not just that. I mean, generally, standard has been so low of filmmaking, right? But I swear to God, that movie.
I swear.
Chris Patrick, I'm surprised after your Imtiaz binge, you've not said his movie is also coming out. So, yeah.
Bhai, Amar Singh Chamkila. I mean, that movie is. I mean, already Punjabi journalists are like, dude, you do know he was reviled in his lifetime by people because they thought he has ruined the Punjabi youth. He was not celebrated like some icon. So it's a
Yeah, बोलो
complete
क्या
religious
you were
fight.
saying
Yeah,
something,
I'm
right?
like, till when are we going to keep up with these movies that are so badly made? And the
Until
fact
they
that,
make money.
you know,
No,
the thing is,
the problem
this
is
all that's getting made. What?
Yeah,
is-
no, the problem is more that people are watching these movies and they are thinking,
Arey,
oh
but
my
no,
god,
no,
finally.
Amartya,
What?
here's my.
I'm so this is
See,
this is
this
terrible.
This is the
like
problem,
what-
no?
No, but you're conditioned to watch this kind. If you've not watched a Hollywood film,
So
on
if
aerial-
anyone
Hold on,
wants
hold on.
a
Let me complete.
yeah, sir.
If you've not watched an aerial action film ever in your life, and Fighter
You
is
will
what
like
you're
Fighter.
getting, you're going to say Fighter is the gold standard. I was unfortunately, because Amartya reminded me of that scene. Why do they talk about 2 years as if they're 10? I played back that scene on Netflix recently. Hrithik Roshan's entry shot is composed of 7 or 8 different shots. Entry shot तो एक होना चाहिए ना यार. It's one long shot. It's one long take. What is this? अलग-अलग angle से camera is handled also. It's on a
Bhai,
track
Siddharth
also. It's-
Anand is following the
Acting of
Rohit Shetty template. Siddharth Anand is following the Rohit Shetty template.
Rohit Shetty and that Indian police force thing. My God, that was terrible.
क्यों rewind
तो
कर रहे हो? क्यों rewind कर रहे हो?
No, but I feel the big I think the big problem here is I think just like it's Amartya is right though. Our audience is as much to blame also.
Audience
It's
is
not,
as much
there
to
is-
blame, and also
what is
I'm
there to
going
consume,
to
yeah?
I'm
What
going
do
to
you
bring
want to
this.
so no
I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to bring this up because I am mad now. I'm going to bring this up. There are people on the goddamn internet who call themselves YouTubers and film reviewers who are telling that Shaitaan is a
No
decent movie in
names.
Bollywood.
No
I'm
names.
not going to name names. If I am going to name names, they are going to come after me. I'm not going to do that. My point being, you people need to get off your high horse, watch better movies, and make your standards better, please, for the love of
And
Christ.
let's stop reducing our standards कि अरे बॉलीवुड के लिए ये ठीक है. No,
नहीं
boss,
वही
you got
at this
more
point I'm just like compensation कर करके कुछ नहीं बचेगा.
No, and
Once you
and
go, you are just
Yes.
like excusing
कितना
everything.
concession ले और
and
कितना concession
ठीक
ले.
है. I'm going to say this. Theatrical release, you're saying mass audience, is that and the other. So you are looking to get away with bad filmmaking. What excuse do the head honchos at Netflix India and Prime
Yeah.
Video India have for making Murder Mubarak and E Watan Mere
Yes.
Watan? Why
They're
are these
sloppily
films
made
so
films.
bad?
Yeah.
Why is
They're
Indian
And as
sloppily
for
made.
the name, and as for the
out
name
there
that
to
Swapnil
see?
is, and as for the name that Swapnil is bringing up, you don't have to bring up the chat button. So I'm just saying that as
I
for the
won't,
name
yeah.
that Swapnil is bringing up, ठीक है,
Hmm.
YouTubers like these people have made mediocre movies look like some sort of gold standard, and now these YouTubers are also getting jobs in the film industry and doing God knows what. movies भी तो ऐसे ही बनाएंगे. ठीक है, फ्यूचर ही खराब है. हम लोग का
No,
फ्यूचर ही
and
खराब है और हम लोग और भी बड़े चूती है बिकॉज वी आर वर्किंग टू राइट अबाउट मूवीज लाइक दिस. चाहते क्या हो भाई?
Chris Patrick, that scene was in Suryavanshi, I think, not in Simba. But
I have not
I
seen
mean, the point
Suryavanshi,
still
but
stands.
I am
That is a
actually
Simba.
no.
That is in Suryavanshi. That is.
Yeah.
I didn't
No,
hate
my-
Simba. I was about to say. Okay. Fine.
My
Sorry.
problem with like something like Prime Video India and all, right?
Yes.
When I remember when Motwane did the first press conference for Sacred Games, this
Yes.
is monsoon of 2017. So
Yeah,
July
like even
August.
that quality. Where is that quality of
No,
a show?
so
Like I'm
it
just.
was asked.
That's gone. That's
Masand
gone.
was coordinating that session, and he was like, "Okay, so what's it going to be like, and what are your duties as a showrunner?" He's like, "I've not yet figured out what a showrunner is," but he was then like explaining what a workflow pattern with Netflix is. You need to shoot in 6K. We need to shoot consistently on similar setups, even though we are directing two different units, two different directors of photography, yada yada yada. And now, I mean, these movies look goddamn awful. Like, what the hell was that color palette of Murder Mubarak? What was your design thought? What is E Watan Mere Watan, where everything looks
No,
like
it's all
at the
sepia, no?
At the very least, Shaitan has a color palette. At the very
I was
least.
I was about to say I want to. There are these odd, stylish shots in the film where I was like,
Yes.
did the DOP himself come up with these and like he was just like कि यहाँ को और कुछ चल नहीं रहा है मैं थोड़ा at least stylish shot डाल देता
The
हूँ picture
DOP,
में.
the DOP to a certain extent was like half of the movies put inside the room, half of the movie shot inside the room. Let me make it interesting. And I'm like,
There is
thank
one
you.
really good shot of Jyotika's character being like captured through almost like a peephole sort of
Yeah. Great shot.
of a,
Great
and
shot.
then at the side of it her daughter is there or some. I'm just like,
It's a great shot.
where is give me at least empty style दे दो, like empty style तो दे दो, कुछ दो
कुछ तो दे
picture
दो
में.
कुछ तो दे दो ताकि मुझे पसंद है. एटलीस्ट विसरल
This is-
चीज से थोड़ा बहुत मिलता है ना. नहीं तो फायदा
this.
क्या है?
This is the DOP of Sairat actually, Sudhakar Reddy.
He's also, I was looking at his credits, he's also DOP of a lot of other films. He's collaborated with Mr. Vikas Behel also for
Goodbye,
Ganpat.
Good night. Oh, Ganpat.
For gun.
Oh, I
And
forgot
Ganpat.
about that movie. That happened.
Everyone did.
So, yeah.
Everyone
So,
did.
including the people who were making it while they were making it.
Yes.
See, this is my thing, right? You started with these streaming services as quote unquote quality television that is replacing satellite TV. So in the West, at least, we had the whole golden age of television from like the late absolute back end of the 90s to the late 2000s or early 2010s, which is your
Yep.
from Sopranos to Homeland or Sopranos to Boardwalk.
Sir,
Empire,
Breaking
right?
Bad, Homeland पे मत जाओ.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad तक
Breaking
skip करो,
Bad.
Homeland नहीं हो.
No, but Homeland was a pretty prestigious show at the time it aired. Let's
For
not-
3 seasons, then it became liberal trash. But
I mean, House of Cards was also like first season exciting, second season dumb stuff.
Yeah.
second season
that
the
So- When you start out with that in mind, why would you reduce yourself? Apple is now the new HBO.
Yeah.
Suddenly they are making high profile shows like
but that's
Muscles
but
of the Air
Apple's
and
but
Manhunt.
Apple's bigger No, but Apple's bigger problem is Apple has too much money. I know that
That's
doesn't
Yeah.
sound
okay.
like a problem. I know
Hmm.
that doesn't sound like a problem, but it is a problem. ठीक है? Apple has too much money. Apple doesn't know
Hmm.
कितना budget allocate करना चाहिए towards
That's true.
towards
I mean, with
stories
Masters of the Air,
towards
that was
stories
true.
towards stories. It does not need that much budget in the
But
first place.
here in
Yeah.
India, we
Hmm.
are seeing that, and the in the West there was a clear demarcation. And while there shouldn't be, ideally people should be able to work across mediums and stuff like that. It was
Hmm.
nice to see actors who don't work in film dominate the television or the streaming landscape. And
Yes.
initially in the streaming landscape, it was very film actor heavy, like Kevin Spacey, for instance, or
It
Robin Williams.
started. It started with.
Hmm.
It's let's not forget. It started with True Detective. It started with McConaughey
Hmm.
and
Matthew
Woody Harrelson.
McConaughey
McConaughey
and
and
Woody
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 Harrelson.
Harrelson.
Right?
Harrelson. Yeah.
Hmm.
That was actually after House of Cards,
Hmm.
Yeah, but no,
2014.
I
House
think
of
it was
Cards
in
was
the same era.
2013, 1 year
And
earlier.
Detective is
So
in 2014. Okay.
14,
Hmm.
yeah. And True
Uh,
Detective is still an HBO show. HBO still
yeah.
had that market to
HBO
Hmm.
still
bring
had
over
that cachet
actors,
somewhat. Yeah, yeah.
right? So it started like that, but quickly there is, we are getting the same actors who are making films or shows. Like Siddharth Malhotra is doing a TV show also. He's appearing in a Yuddha also. There has to be some new blood somewhere, yeah. Come on.
Also,
Can't
also
be.
the thing about
You
also
have
the
no
thing about
problem of
this is
return on investment. The show will grow. If the acting is good, he can't frigging act.
also the thing about this is ki, like every time I watch a movie, sometimes if I see a movie which is barely competent, I'm reminded of the fact that there used to be movies made like this. Because
Hmm.
Varun brought up Yodha, I'm going to
Yeah.
thoda transition to Yodha.
Yeah.
So Siddharth
Short,
Malhotra
let's keep
can't
it, and
act.
after that we can end. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Siddharth
Hmm.
Malhotra can't act.
Hmm.
Okay, let's get that out of the way right now. Siddharth Malhotra can't act.
Sorry, whoever thinks he
Hmm.
can. Yeah.
Whoever thinks
Get
you,
better
whoever thinks he
opinions.
can, whoever thinks he can, there are much more better non-actors who can act better than him. Okay, let's move on. So, but the thing about Yodha is, in Yodha there are action sequences, which are competently done. Action
Hmm.
choreography is done quite well. Okay,
Hmm.
number one. Number two, the movie is a hoot and a half. The movie is
Hmm.
nonsensical and it knows that it's nonsensical. It is
Yeah.
like again, it's like a modern day Abbas Mastan movie. You know, and my point is
Hmm.
silly movies like this, which is self-aware that it is silly. Movies
Hmm.
aren't made like this anymore. That is the reason why
Yeah.
Madgaon Express is also working. I don't care whether the movie actually has a good screenplay or not. The reason it is working is because it is self-aware and it has funny jokes. That is
Yes.
the only reason.
Yeah.
Yodha doesn't have jokes. Yodha is just dumb. Yodha is just fun dumb.
Yeah, we compared it to
Hmm.
the.
Abbas Massan type
No,
movies.
Abbas
no, no,
Mastan
no.
movies.
What's the movie you directly compared it to?
Liam
Non-stop.
Non-stop.
Neeson.
Directly
Hmm.
compared,
Hmm.
it's lifted from non-stop. Non-stop and White House Down. Let's not
Amazon
let's not
Prime,
put,
तुम्हारे पास तो पैसा है, तुम लोग तो राइट्स ले लो.
uh, it's lifted from non-stop and White House Down, which I buy.
Hmm.
Non-stop is not that silly, but White House Down is definitely silly.
No,
White
no.
House Down is
Non-stop is
dumb
quite
as
silly also.
White
But
House Down is dumb as a bag of rocks. So chalo,
Jamie
do we
Foxx and Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
Right?
And
Channing
Channing
Tatum.
Tatum. It's quite fun. It had a tank basically running through White House ka lawn, which
Woi,
is fun.
but I think our ability nowadays is also to, of course, वो extreme opinions का time
See
तो
that
है ही, I think,
masterpiece.
Swapnil.
See
So
that
it's
masterpiece word has been overused to such an extent that it doesn't have any impact anymore. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. My point
but
is,
it is good. I've heard. So I do want to. I'm a bit curious considering the trailer was atrocious. Just to reiterate just how bad that trailer is.
no, but people
So
who are much more sane
बाथरूम
than
सिंगर ने काटा होगा ट्रेलर.
I have no idea.
people.
So
The people we know who are much more sane than the usual theater-going people who are influenced by stupid YouTubers. Much more saner people have said that this movie is somewhat meh, which kind
Yeah,
of
like
lines
Pratyush
more with
Parshuraman had a very
yeah,
clear this thing of, it's a super conservative movie. Women are still the butt of jokes and
yeah,
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
it
yeah.
that.
felt like a
If it's
2000
going to be that
movie.
same thing, that's a problem.
Hmm. Huh.
Yeah, that's a problem. 20
Hmm.
years baad bhi, if you are making a 2000s ka movie, that's a huge problem.
Especially
Also,
if
I
you
don't
start
know
in
if
a
the.
loot case playing a character who's repeatedly told off by his wife for not being sensible and responsible,
Oh.
Yes.
which was Kunal Khemu in like his last
Yeah.
big film.
One of the bigger problems I think is also key. I don't think these filmmakers actually know what is going to work in 2020. So they are basically
Hmm.
scraping off the bottom of the barrel and creating movies which would have worked in the early 2000s.
Hmm.
Okay. That is why we are
Oh
getting
God, we're
these.
going to see another Pyare Mohan, Tom, Dick, and Harry phase, right?
Yes. And that would be hailed as masterpieces because we haven't seen
Oh
those movies
God.
anymore. That is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Selena Jetli is going to rise again.
Hmm.
Hendrila, he began the episode by throwing all
Throwing
sorts of
shade at
shade
you.
at you. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
you arrived at the correct time when he was particularly
Hmm.
riled up about the state of Hindi
Yeah.
films
Also because she's
and
here.
shows.
Wish her happy birthday, guys. So there you go.
Yes.
Happy birthday,
Yeah.
Happy
Anila.
birthday, Ahindrila. Hope you
Uh,
had a great day and hope you watched the
Hope you
taste
didn't
of
have to watch
things.
Watan, Mere Watan
she
again.
did. She forced
Again.
me to
Watched.
watch it. Yes.
Oh, nice. This is the hashtag that should be popular, I
This is the
suppose. Huh?
hashtag that is going
Isn't
to
she
trend.
married to a politician now from
Is
UP? I
she?
don't think that's going to work
Oh,
out.
Hmm. Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
No,
but
the
I'm
problem
just
here
Anyways,
is
we wrapping up,
yeah,
guys.
we're just
Wrapping up.
wrapping up.
Yes.
Yeah.
no.
Hmm.
Also the thing about this is कि क्या मतलब expectation. What do people want us to do now? You know, the people who actually like watching movies because we like the art form. What do you want
Yeah.
us guys to do? छोड़ दे क्या
Nothing.
हिंदी मूवी
I
छोड़
feel.
दे
I
क्या हिंदी
feel.
मूवी देखना छोड़ दे
No,
क्या
no,
हिंदी मूवी देखना
no,
that's
no.
what you guys
I
want.
feel Amartya, there's this whole discussion I did have when I was in college, at least, that why is there a increasing divide in people who are into films, like their opinions on films, and the people what you call general audience, right? And I think just this idea is for the general audience to want their cinema pre-packaged so much now because they are used to it, because they,
Yeah.
again, that your streaming funda of ki background noise ki tarah chal raha hai, like that comes out, and I'm just like, but how can you
Because I
expect
think
someone who's sitting there diligently and paying attention then to respond to that film in a
yeah,
similar way,
because
right?
I think films have also theaters also have become. This is why I don't like the idea of theater as a communal viewing space because people think
दो
it's also
लोग दो लोग चले गए यहाँ से सर,
no.
अगर थे
I,
आर्यन
I'm
और लापता एक्चुअली हो गए वो लोग, लगता है.
I'm a
Hmm.
proper theater going person. I love going to the
Hmm.
theater. The problem I have with theaters, especially in this post-COVID world,
Hmm.
phones,
Hmm.
people talking.
People
Hmm.
talking loudly.
Shut up. Like
I'm
there
like
was, I
ड्यून
went
टू
to
चल
that
रहा है. I'm
Devana
like
thing.
ड्यून टू चल रहा है. तुम लोग सिनेमा में क्यों आए हो? घर जाओ ना. वेट करो ना नेटफ्लिक्स के लिए.
This is the problem that the film has become a thing. क्योंकि घर पे लोग जब देखते हैं फिल्म तब आपस में बातचीत like they do in the house. That is
अरे
the
नो
thing,
सर,
right?
वरुण द प्रॉब्लम क्या है पता
They've
है? This is
extended
not
that
just a
problem to
theater
the cinema.
problem. This is not a theater problem. This is a
That's what
basic
I'm
problem
saying.
people
That's what
have.
I'm saying. That घर but see अमर्त्य घर पे आप 200 लोगों का चैन नहीं बिगाड़ रहे हो. मैं तो घर पे
Hmm.
बोल देता हूँ that look I'm trying to watch the movie so if you want to
Hmm.
Hmm.
talk we'll talk later. Right
अरे
now I'm
क्या
watching the movie.
अरे भाई आउटसाइड पीपल पब्लिक प्लेसेस ठीक है लाइक इन कैफेज एंड एनीथिंग एल्स पीपल आर
Manners and
टॉकिंग
all
लाइक
for
दे
one for
पीपल आर टॉकिंग देयर
हाँ
लाइक इन देयर ड्राइंग रूम्स आई लाइक कुछ तो शर्म करो तुम लोग
हाँ manners and all like people are putting their legs up on the chair in the
या
theater. I'm like you absolute
मैंने भी किया हुआ है
imbecile.
वो तो.
It's like touching my head, your shoe, you bloody big
मेरा सिनेमा खाली होता है तो मैं करता हूँ वो कभी कभी सर.
मैं फिर भी नहीं करता हूँ. I am very
सर
particular.
आप बहुत
मैं
उसूलों
जूता
के इंसान हो.
मैं जूता उतार
आप
के
उसूल
नहीं
हो.
बैठता हूँ. I'm
आप
like
मुअद्दिब हो लीसा नल गई
I cannot stand this thing, and because they treat everything so casually, every third film is a masterpiece. It's the
हाँ
we made Tu Jhooti Mein Makar a bloody 200 crore film. What was that movie?
every film
It
is a master every film
झूठी
is a
और
masterpiece
मक्कार
and
दोनों.
every film is a masterpiece and the guy who is saying that it is a masterpiece has been spending at least 1 hour of the movie scrolling on his phone. I'm like तू
या
क्या
या
समझा मूवी को कि तू masterpiece कह रहा है
no, and
निकल
there's
यहाँ
ठीक
a,
से
है.
there's
ओके
this
क्या
ओके
कह
there's
यू
this
गाइस
thing, right?
हैव
Where
good.
there was a time
Last
we used
thoughts.
to,
I'm going to share it
yeah,
out. 2
definitely.
hours. I've surprised we've stretched this for that long. But go ahead.
The thing is, if you look at it practically, you need to just make a competent film. You can't even do that. You can't get like
अरे
your
मतलब अरे
basic nothing
रेगुलेशन
is
नहीं
right.
है, क्वालिटी रेगुलेशन नहीं है. बॉलीवुड का मतलब है कि if we are making good movies, we are making so good movies that we won't stop talking about it. If we are making bad movies, we are making so bad movies that we don't want to talk about it.
Yeah,
I
like
am like
what is
निखिल
prime
में आओ
buying
ना भाई.
Durgavati or Durgamati and Coolie
Yeah.
number 54 and like
हाँ.
teacher number 69. What is going on?
Teacher number 16. At this point, it's like if Yodha is your benchmark for mediocrity, we are in a very bad place. I'm sorry. We are in a very bad place. चाहते क्या हो
Just
तुम लोग?
stop
और
making
फिर तुम
movies,
लोग
yeah, then.
और फिर तुम लोगों को बॉलीवुड का फिर तुम लोगों को हॉलीवुड को देखते हो कहते हो उन लोगों के पास कितना बजट है. When they do stupid stuff, you don't say anything. When
Yeah,
Bollywood
because
does,
they do it well.
they do it well.
गाड़ी उड़ती है तो
Okay.
actual गाड़ी
नहीं,
उड़ती है.
Fast and Furious में Dwayne Johnson kicks a torpedo through the ice and the torpedo goes and destroys a submarine.
Honestly,
चलो,
American critics tear that shit to pieces, okay?
हाँ,
If
critics
if
tear
they
that shit
would,
to
वो
critics
मार
tear
देते
that
हैं
shit to
उसको
pieces. I get it. Critics
Yeah,
tear
and
that shit.
ऊपर से Bollywood films recently have Bollywood and South Indian films both have had a much have had an audience actually in the States, especially post RRR.
Yeah, and Bollywood is like if they make KGF, you don't have problem. If we make movies, अरे KGF at least had a vision, even if we can't see anything. KGF at least
हाँ.
had a vision.
Except for Yash's hair, you can see that. उसका हर एक
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah.
नहीं
Make
the
competent
the
films,
the
that's
the
and
uh,
the
no
studios
the
really need
comparison
to
you're
revisit
making
the kind of
about
stuff they're commissioning.
the comparison you're making about the whole excuse कि उन्होंने किया था उनको कुछ नहीं बोला हमने किया हमें कुछ
हाँ.
हमें बोलते रहते हो just
हाँ.
reminds me of the Varun Dhawan Bawal and Oppenheimer comparison. It was
Yeah.
something else.
It was something.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
I want to. I'm not ready to hear this in
Yeah.
my
no,
life.
it
But
was
yes,
it was
I want
नहीं
yeah.
भाई
Netflix
नहीं
India and
भाई
Prime Video
अरे
India.
all the
बोलो,
no
बोलो,
you
आप
बोलो.
finish
बोलो,
then I
बोलो.
will say you finish then I will say it's fine. You
I
finish.
want them to reconsider like the people they hired in their executive positions, because these people are commissioning absolute bad shit, bad quality,
It's
This
not
is
bad
what happened.
shit. It's
This
it's
is
not
what
it's
happens.
bad shit, not bad
bad.
shit, right?
Yeah, I mean it's not
This
crazy
is what
enough.
happens.
But like
This is what
if
happens when MBA graduates take up executive positions in film studios. This is
yeah, like
exactly
I
what
mean
happens.
Tom Rothman, who used to head Sony back in the day, was an English teacher. Like, can you imagine that happening here? I don't think so.
To be fair, Tom Rothman is a shit executive. But
He's been a great executive for some films that he's commissioned.
some
You're not going to have
now.
100% hit rate. You're not going to have 100%.
Sir, he's making
Yeah,
all
that's
the Sony Birds
okay.
movies. He made Madam Web.
Okay,
Chupio.
guys, relax. Okay, हाँ ठीक है. Anyways, looking forward to next week. Thank you, Chris, for making me transition and for cooling down the anger that had like it's basically been building up almost, and it's like exploded like 10 minutes back, and now Varun and Amartya have basically दिल की बात कह दी इन लोगों ने.
No, दिल
I
की बात
suppose.
कहना पड़ेगा. दिल की बात कहना पड़ेगा ना, क्योंकि
Yeah, we
एक
grew
बात
up
समझो.
watching these movies and liking
Yeah, we
them.
grew
What
up.
the
Number
fuck
one,
is
we
this?
grew up watching these movies whether we wanted to or not. Number two. Here's the thing. This is our jobs. Whether people take this seriously or not, this is our jobs. If we have to watch
Rosie
this
Roti.
shit, if we are going to watch these shit movies, na, at least make them competent. If you are making these movies incompetent, after a point, I get tired of writing bad things about you. I don't
यार
want to
5
write anymore.
शॉट ही ढंग के डाल दो फिल्म में, बाकी फिल्म
हाँ.
कचरा बनाओ, 5 वेल कंपोज शॉट तो डाल दो. वो भी
नहीं तो
कर
एडिटर
सकते.
कहता है, you don't have anything to say about any technical stuff, and I'm like, क्या बोलूं मैं इस movies के बारे में.
Anyways, next week we also have I think good things to look forward to. We are hoping Crew is half decent and the Goat Life
No, it isn't.
is.
No, it isn't.
Sir, we can't do prejudgments, no.
This is Amartya.
It is Kareena Kapoor who acted in Jaane Ja. I'm sorry, I'm going to make prejudgments.
Why? But it's
Whatever you
not
want.
just her, no. It's Tabu also.
It also has Kriti Sanon. I'm making prejudgments.
I mean, Tabu also, to be fair, acted in Golmaal again. So.
Tabu also acted in Fukre. It's fine.
Fukre?
I'm making prejudgments. Yeah.
No, she
Tabu was in
wasn't.
Fukre.
No,
No,
she
not
wasn't.
Fukre. What the hell am I talking about? Arey, Kutte. Sorry. Tabu. Yeah. Yeah.
End on that.
Yeah.
ठीक है.
Tabu was
अगले हफ्ते I think we'll definitely be covering Crew. I'm not sure if the Goat Live will be covering, but I think it's a very big movie, so we might as well cover that also. But let's
अगर
see.
आता है ये टाउन में.
अच्छा हाँ, we also have that issue.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, what do you mean? What is this Kriti Sanan shade, Amartya?
National award
She,
winning actress. Yeah, she won for Mimi.
yes.
Remember that
Mimi,
movie? Anybody?
isn't Mimi Mithun Chakravarti's son's name?
No, that is Mimo.
Oh,
Or Mohakkai. Now he has renamed himself as Mohakkai.
which is written
On
in
that,
Hindi as Maha Akshay.
Yes.
okay, thank
And
you
I'm
guys for
like, and I'm
sticking.
like, and I'm like, if you are going to be a better version of Akshay Kumar, this is not the time to be because you can only go up.
Mimo, by the way, is for Michael Jackson and Muhammad Ali.
An ethics class, interesting.
Yeah, he's the OG Rocky bhai. Yes, 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 yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, thank
He,
you
he
guys for
makes
sticking
Rocky.
around for
Yeah.
what, 2 whole hours.
Wow.
We had the most engagement we have had since the Archie's episode for this episode, I think, which I think is quite sad. But okay, I'm glad that you guys did show up
Nepo
to.
kid bashing is the way forward, basically.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
But no, next week we'll be back. Hopefully, crew is good. I'm not hoping it's good. I'm just hoping कि ठीक ठाक ही हो जाए, निकल जाए जो भी.
ये
Because
एक्सपेक्टेशन है आजकल हम लोगों के पास. सोचो,
हाँ यही है,
बस
yeah.
यही
I mean,
एक्सपेक्टेशन है.
एकता कपूर ने प्रोड्यूस की है यार, एक्सपेक्टेशन लो ही रखना चाहिए.
Yeah.
उसकी पिक्चर की क्वालिटी.
But yes, we'll see you next week, and this week on the podcast you'll be getting the antithesis of Shaitaan, basically a podcast about
Harakiri.
Michael Haneke. No, oh no, that one is getting released next
That
week.
one is getting next week. Yeah.
Yes,
This
yes,
is
yes. Yeah.
This
Haneke
week we are getting
is
Haneke. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
yes. So a lot of torture, but like done extremely well, which is
Yes.
effective. So
Tastefully.
yes,
Yes.
tastefully, yeah.
Tasteful
But yeah,
torture.
thank you
Never
guys.
heard, never thought we would hear that thing, those two words together. But chalo.
Tasteful torture. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Opposite of Shaitan.
हाँ हाँ.